You don't know this, but before every stream, Scott has to speak as Braum for 30 minutes straight. Otherwise, he just can't assume the Braumness.
Yeah, that's really more of a minimum. But you know, it's like a floating max. Yeah, It's important though because otherwise I would just go into it and then be stuck in it, and then you wouldn't get to vamp with me, Scott, your friend. We've met, have we not? Hi, folks. Hello.
Hi, it's me, Scott, your cousin. We want to go bowling.
Yay!
Oh, friend.
Actually, do you want to go bowling? Oh, hi, guys.
Gosh.
I guess we could like be one lane apart and sanitize the balls at the start. And...
Boom.
Quote
Kate,
ad.
sanitize your balls. Kate.
Oh, God.
Purell
my
your
God.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Could
my
have gone
God,
a
it's
long
happening.
time without seeing that.
I couldn't go another second. Wow, that's
a
getting
really
larger.
large.
Oh, hey, Tuesday evening.
Just the one.
What?
And it's really heavy.
Oh, got it. Yep, got it. I'm moving my streams to Tuesday evenings, and so I was like, what?
You're moving your streams to Tuesday evenings?
Yes, I am. I'll
Teth
drop
and
that info at the end.
Tundays.
You know what? Drop it now, just in case people don't make it back to the
Thank
end.
you. That's true, just in case you don't want to stick around. Thespian Tuesdays. After much soul searching and I'm trying something new, and I am picking up the Coolian's old stream time slot more or less. So I'll be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays now. Just no end time, no daytime interruptions for me, and better lighting. So it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Just while we're on the topic of Twitch, there will be an RPG clinic on Thursday. The plan is that at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight, the plan is to complete the LARP's rewatch this week. So,
I should write that down.
yeah,
Okay.
I have spoken with Pukajutsu, and
I have spoken. 23, a classic. Thank you.
Aragorn and I also have something to say. First of all, let's greet She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragorn is here and ready. There is something that I will point out. The bingo card will now persist between sessions.
Ooh.
Which means you can't look at the card between sessions. Neither can I. Because
course.
now there are things that I do that now are part of the card. So,
Okay.
but it means that if we do not get a bingo in a session, then it will persist to the next one, where the chances will continue to increase until finally it'll pop.
Like a Christmas
Scott,
cracker.
you're
Yeah.
responsible for not... I just click it out of habit now after this. Don't let me do it.
Okay.
Which means that we do also have to request that you, the audience, don't reveal what we have yet to do.
Yeah, it's important. Thank you. Yuck.
I'm glad that it's a great card. I mean, I know that we've had a week to think about exactly what's going to go down as soon as we start this, but I am forced to ask whether anybody is spending any experience, because for some reason spending experience mid-combat is a thing that I allow. 3, 2, 1, go.
I could have taken advantage. I guess maybe I'm in combat with myself at the moment, so perhaps I can't either.
You want
Spend.
some more of this, motherfucker? Oh.
Oh. Who's that?
I'm saving up for a
bro?
big purchase, Aragorn.
Brahm's not even there, Alfarius.
And I'm
Yeah,
in
that's the
combat.
sad part. I mean, that's not the sad part, obviously. The sad
We
part
could
is that I'm
teleport
alone.
him in front of us and hide behind.
Sorry, that's what I
Erwin,
assumed that
I'm gonna
emoji is.
I'm going to create a channel in the Discord right now, and that channel
Oh.
will be the bingo card.
Oh, I love that.
Or yeah,
Can you,
bingo
can you
discussion.
exclude us from it? Can you, like... Did you ban us from that channel?
Maybe.
And then Aragorn can post it in spoilers
It's
when
much
it's
worse than expected.
allowed to be watched.
The least we can do is mute it for ourselves once we
You're right.
hop
I
in.
could do that extra.
So bingo is in.
Here it comes.
Come on, Liz, you're a grown up.
Let's see. Players
Come on, Liz.
Players-
You're a grown-up.
can't create invites, can't create permissions, can't do webhooks. They can't read messages or send messages or manage messages.
Oh,
There.
Oh.
I think you
Oh,
now can no
it's gone.
longer.
I can't see it.
Well done, thank you.
All right.
Yay!
So that's where you can talk about us behind our backs as well.
It's wonderful.
Yes, bingo is now code for.
Because if the
I hate these guys, I
temptation
don't
were
know.
there, like, you know.
So then bingo is there.
There.
What?
But yeah, so that's where you can post the bingo card. You can talk about bingo in there. You can discuss whatever you want. And then when there is a bingo, then we'll copy the image over into Changeling spoilers on the Discord so that then we can see it. And I will just have to do my best to not look in there because I can't ban myself. But I think I can
You
mute the
mute
channel.
the channel, yeah.
I mean, you have quite a
Forever.
bit more discipline, I think, than some.
But it's like a little, like, it's bright and it's got a little indicator beside it, and you'll always be like, ah, persistent notification, go away.
No.
I don't think you need to, Aragorn, because I won't accidentally click on it, and the players can't see it. So you don't need to spoiler block it. So yeah, that's it. That's bingo. We just live Discord editing. Hey, if you want to join the Discord channel, which is where we discuss this game, our previous game,
Discord.
Exaltwitch, any other kind of game, alongside the various streams of all four of us, then that's the place to go. Let's join that Discord server. It's right there.
lot of
And there's a
chitter-chatter.
brand spanking new Animal Crossing channel.
Oh, it's true. Now, what's the heading for that?
Animal Crossing.
No, but like,
Just for fun.
which section is it under?
Just for fun.
Okay, thank you.
Because it's not a game,
Just for-
but it was the closest thing I could find.
Yikes.
Stock market is no joke, Scott.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I visited Liz's Island twice today, filled my entire inventory with turnips, and then left. So I have 2 sacks of turnips. I spent 700,000 bells on turnips.
Amazing.
We're gonna wreck the stock market and make a profit. Anyway,
Antithetical
What?
to the original concept of the game. Anyway,
I'm gonna
whatever.
pay off my
Concept is
housing loan.
capitalism.
yeah, it's the game's all about capitalism.
It is true. It's silly.
So the other thing I'm going to say is that because none of you spent any experience, apparently that means that I am the favorite child for Aragorn, and that's the only thing that really matters. So take that, society.
Wow.
Do we want to move right along into what happened last session?
Sure.
Yes. Sploss.
When I'm not in the corner. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Aragorn.
Popcorn balls.
All right, what happened last session, folks?
Well, we begin at Heart's Light, where we have all just received Sophia specifically has received the news that she is to become the Countess of Cross's Shadow. Great! But Grook Granville seemed really excited to pass the buck, as it were, and we're not really sure why, so that was weird.
Yeah, he spoke privately to Sophia and warned her of a few things.
I also didn't put any spoilers in the synopsis, by the way, so...
Because you didn't know them.
Exactly, I hope
Yeah,
it's okay.
I was like, do I pop out my headphones I don't hear?
So that happened. So he warned her of a few things, and the plan is that she will be made countess on her wedding day.
Aw.
On the day of my countess's wedding.
And yeah, it was also decided that Sophia would probably relocate to Hearthlight at that point, not before. Patches agreed to be Sophia's maid of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a time skip. I don't know if there was something before that.
Yeah. I'll go first for the time
Yeah.
skip.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks later, Braum is awoken in the middle of the night by Kyoko. She's sleep coding in front of the fridge. It's really odd. He doesn't really know what to make of it. When she leaves her laptop unattended, he uses his very, basic technological knowledge to try to figure out what it does and runs the code, executes the code. But nothing happens. Weird. So he goes back to bed. He can't quite bring himself to tell her what he saw, hoping that either it's maybe a secret or a surprise or something to that effect. And when she leaves the room, he is surprised to discover a big hunk of metal in the shape of a kite shield is becoming very cold, dangerously cold. Who knows? Maybe it's related. Maybe it's not. I hope it's not. That's Braum.
Braum's got more tech know-how than the average person. You have at least one dot in computers.
I have a jack of all trades dot. That's a dot.
That means that you actually know more about computers than the average person.
No, it's more than I do.
Just enough to get yourself into a fuck ton of trouble.
That sounds like Braum, though.
Yeah.
Just like generally, I mean. Yikes.
I think Pat's got a request for workshop usage from Countess Neale, and checked in with Fuse about a few things due to an anonymous request at the Spark. An anonymous request for access to Zister's rocket blueprints, which we said no to. And Fuse was like, "You're not getting married." Good. So, interesting. And then I think Sophia got a phone call.
Sophia got a phone call. And it was a request for a meeting with a baron. And so they went to the old port, and she brought Patches with her. Very intelligently. Baron Velen is an autumn she, appearance 7.
Yikes.
White suit, black tie, pocket watch, sunglasses. And then we were attacked.
Oh wow! Oh, okay,
Yep.
Really? Okay, cool. He's
He was
also-
very pleasant. They had a lovely conversation.
Yeah, he's a shut-in. He's a recluse.
Yeah.
He had stories about having been chased. I think at the moment of his chrysalis. Then you guys were surprised by several mortals.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened?
Sorry.
Patches has cast.
I cast, so we went into the restaurant, and then he was captured, and so Sophia cast Oakenshield, and Patches cast a time-delayed Flicker Flash, which had just gone off at the very, very end of the session with one round of delay. Yeah.
Wow.
Patches ran back out and tried to get Valen back, but got pinned down. Portal passaged into the basement of the restaurant and now is trying to get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Sophia is currently trying to drag Baron Velen away.
Yeah.
When his sunglasses were removed, he was like shooting fire from his eyes.
Yeah.
And then Sophia was surrounded by these 3 assailants who are, in fact, Guru in Krynos, like war form.
Q Kung Fu Fenris.
It's really bad news.
Kung Fu Fenris will tell us all about it, I'm sure. But yeah.
That's where we're at.
Mr.
Sophia
Rich,
took the sunglasses.
sometimes I'm not caught up, so I just read the wiki and
Thanks, Scott.
Hey, sometimes I'm not caught up, so I write the wiki. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
And then Patches said, "Braum, I think you're really cool." This'll get her.
what
Make
the
it.
fuck?
Let me just change that name on that housing deed.
I'm glad nobody's vandalized the PC pages with like you know.
They're locked. Only admins can edit.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because I wanted to make it so it's easy for people to join and edit, which thus meant that it would possibly be easy for someone malicious to join and edit. So I figured at least the home page and the PC pages would be safe.
I like that.
So our front page can't be like rude things.
With like vowels spray painted on it. What?
Well, thank you for the recap.
Cards?
Is it that time? Excellent. Everybody! Each player and storyteller has a set of these cards. These cards are for our safety, protection, and ultimately increased enjoyment of the game. Green card means that you are enthusiastically consenting to what is happening in the story. Even if it looks like your character is not okay, you, the player, are saying that you want it to continue. Yellow means that you are approaching your limit, so it's sort of a heads up to the other players at the table that you might not want to proceed any further in this. And red is a hard stop. No explanation is required or needed. Whatever is happening in the game stops immediately, and maybe we even take a break before continuing. You, the audience, do not have cards, but you have options, like Aragwen, a mod that you can message to keep her up to date with things that you might be feeling about the game. You can also message John. There's a chance that Kate will see it, but she's doing her best not to look. You can private message either of them. And finally, if necessary, you can always remove yourself from watching the stream if you need to. We, of course, don't want to see you go, but it's important to prioritize your safety and enjoyment as much as we are prioritizing ours. So, thank you for joining us.
Woo!
Safety.
Yes.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, we can get started.
Good.
Good. God, we're in 160. Jeez.
You ever make a move in a game and you realize you fucked up?
All the time.
In chess, when you move a piece, in fact, in the most uptight of play, if you touch a piece, that is an indication that you must move that piece, unless you use the French term j'adoube, which means I adjust, to show that I'm just kind of making sure that the pieces are in the direct center of all the different squares. That is also an adoube.
Excuse me, this is a chess tournament? Sorry.
What? Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Now, the majority of opponents aren't going to give a fuck if you touch a piece, but in general, in chess, if you pick up a piece, move it to a square, and then take your hand off the piece, the move is made. You have chosen your lot, and the turn is over and will pass to your opponent. The very first and only chess tournament I ever played in, I was 8. In one of my matches, my opponent made a move that was sure to end in my checkmate. But instead of moving his queen to the 8th rank, which would guarantee his win, he moved it to the 7th rank, thus creating stalemate, and he took his hand off the piece. He realized his mistake about 10 seconds afterwards, whereupon he picked up the piece and moved it again, to which I objected, saying, "You have made your move." He said, "But that's not the move I meant to make." I said, "Perhaps we should ask a judge." I did not say it in those words. I was 8. And the judge ruled in favor of the stalemate as opposed to the checkmate. He had messed up. And he probably went on to become some kind of international grandmaster and remembered this lesson for the rest of his life, and I never played in another chess tournament again because despite the fact that I find chess an interesting game, I don't like the amount of memorization that it requires to play at a high level. So, since then I have played many games where I have fucked up. You make a move and you realize, well, I either have to hope that my opponent doesn't realize that I've fucked up, or I have to try to basically say, well, now I'm playing on hard mode because I messed up and I'm going to have to make up the difference. And sometimes you make the move and you realize that you just basically shanked yourself in the chest and there's nothing left for you to do but wait for the game to end so that you can play the next one. I'm not saying this because one of my 3 players has fucked up. I'm saying this because we have to remember that there are times where we all fuck up. And sometimes you can recover from it, but other times it's going to test your sportsmanship. Because that's all you have left. How the person across the table from you is going to view you at the end of the game, when they're the victor and you're the loser. Sophia, you are currently surrounded. There are 3 extremely large, extremely furry, and extremely angry creatures that are surrounding you as Velen is getting away.
And they all look like they're gonna try to attack me.
Not necessarily. We can find out. Would you care to do a reflexive perception empathy roll?
Would that use my action?
No.
Sure.
But because it's a reflexive action, the difficulty is 8.
I'm not saying this because one of my players fucked up. I'm saying this because all of my players.
Oh, why not?
That's where I thought we were
Spend
going.
another willpower.
I'm saying this because I fucked up.
Me. Oh, John, no! Oh, God. Good to commercial.
Metal Gear. Gray Fox. Colonel, that ninja was Gray Fox.
Well, that's 4 successes.
Hey! Reflexive.
If it looks like you are going to continue to stand in their way, they are probably going to attack you. Otherwise, you are somebody who has meddled with their situation. You get the distinct impression that they don't see you as Sophia. They see you as a mortal. And they do not recognize that you have cast cantrips on this person.
Oh. Why would that be?
The mists.
Okay.
For all they
And
know,
how
he
much-
did it to himself.
Okay.
Right.
How much would it cost for me to enchant one of them?
You could call upon the weird.
Let's do it. Let's
Wait,
weird
what?
it up.
Oh my God.
Wait.
You are in public?
Yeah, but it's the old port. Crazy shit happens there all the time.
Yeah, it'll be another one of your flash mobs, right? Another
Yeah,
publicity
exactly.
stunt for Sophia, the musician.
It's been several months since she's caused a scandal, a media scandal.
Yeah, I mean, that was Quebec City. You've got to cover your Montreal market, too.
True. One glamour, one willpower.
Yep.
There you
And
go.
just a reminder that you have 1 round until the Wayfair goes off, at which point you can choose wherever the heck you want to go, because it doesn't matter who cast it and where they wanted you to go. You choose.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's just throw that out there. As
Yeah, no, it's a good thing.
The alternative is...
It just means that, the keyword was there's no place like home, but you could, go to Hawaii if you wanted to.
She has to have been there. Oh, she has been there.
Yeah. I was going to say.
She has.
Specifically.
So.
All right, you roll your glamour against the difficulty of the area's ambient banality. The area's ambient banality, being in the old port right now, is 6.
That's 3 successes, so we're good.
You're good. So the following is true. If you're dissatisfied with the outcome of a roll, you can spend a point of glamour and re-roll the dice. You can only do that once per action. You can infuse... glamour infuses every action you make. Whenever the dice roll turn up 10s, you re-roll them. Any further successes are added to the total, and any further 10s continue to be re-rolled. All of the characters while in Chimera become solid and visible to non-enchanted eyes. This means that a changeling's chimerical armor can protect her from bullets. A sword can cut a mundane opponent. You can soak lethal damage now. All cantrips become weird, and they no longer cost a point of glamour to cast.
Soaking lethal damage also is like pretty... Oh, well, I guess they probably...
It's pretty
do
good, except for the
damage.
fact that they do ag.
Yeah. If they throw you into a wall or something, that's smashing. A spike! That's lethal. No, throw me on that spike. It'll be fine.
Okay, so you have called upon the weird. That is your action for this round.
Cool.
But I'm going to give you a social if you want it.
You will not attack or harm him until you have told me why you are here and what you want.
Cool. Roll me your willpower to see whether your voice trembles.
Great. Great, Scott.
That's me.
You're facing
what-
down 3 werewolves in Krynos, so I'm going to say that the difficulty for this roll is 8. Oh, she let it fly.
That's 3 successes.
Ooh!
Now that would have been the
Shit.
roll to botch,
That's-
Yeah, I agree.
I would have re-rolled it. I don't think that's a good roll to
because she
botch.
could.
Oh my god.
Very well. So you have you say your piece. Patches.
I had cast Ooh, that was
Fine.
last session. The fast one.
No, Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. With the intention for it to be after after the Wayfair went off. But I guess that's not how the timing works out, is it? 'Cause that was
It
my
can.
cat.
Your Wayfair will occur at the end of the following round.
Yeah, because yeah.
You set it
Mm-hmm.
previous round, so your Quicksilver will activate. You'll
Yeah.
get your actions, and then you will choose where to go,
Cat.
assuming that your cantrip isn't interrupted.
Then I will have to figure out what I want to do with them because I wanted it to happen in the other order, but I did it wrong. So
What, that
I'll
you would-
figure.
you would
I
flicker
would.
flash
I would
first?
figure fashion then do things.
Oh, you
Uh,
could do that if you so choose, but it means you're. But what it means is that this round will be wasted with just the flicker flash, and we'll put your Quicksilver over to the next round.
Sure, I am
Okay.
fine with that.
All right. So if that's your choice.
Yeah.
Great. Then I am forced to ask the two of. Well, actually, first I have to see how the werewolves react. It's not bad.
Pull your head off, all right. I mean, I hope not.
One of them starts speaking in a language you do not understand. It sounds like the fury of the earth assaulting the ears of everyone around them in guttural screams, but that exists. I am forced to ask you now. Your cantrip is going off. Where do you wish to go? I am giving you 10 seconds to answer.
Where is the Baron right now?
He is running down the street. He's just like... But he's moving quite quickly. You
Sounds good.
did turn him into air.
That's true.
And you can only barely see him because he's transparent.
Can they see him, right? Like they can detect him?
No,
or-
they're looking at you right now. They're not looking at him.
But-
I'm going to. I'd like to flicker fast to be like rounding the corner of the statue by where the busker is, so that to any casual like observer, they would think that I just turned the corner from whichever perspective they were in, so it doesn't look like I appear.
Okay.
And then I want to, once I get my bearings.
So you're flicker flashing approximately 10 meters away,
Yeah.
but on the outside, not
Like,
from inside the cellar.
instead of being in the basement, I'm upstairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so behind the action.
Yeah.
Great. Sophia.
I'd like to flicker flash behind the werewolves. So like I
Just
suddenly
directly
disappear-
behind them?
Yeah, and then and then I appear again behind them. Yeah. Yeah.
But they do not have pants to pull down.
They have no.
Tie their tails together.
You have a death wish.
No, I would
Warrior of
never.
Gaia, you untie
Alright.
my tail this instant.
All right. So then that's what happens. You have flicker flashed 10 meters away. You have flicker flashed 1 meter away. We'll see if the werewolves can perceive you. Yes. So they can tell where you are. They whirl around to look at you, thus keeping their eyes off their initial target. You now have lost track of him.
Okay.
So have you.
Okay.
Well, you actually lost track of him when you fell into the basement,
Yeah.
but you don't see him.
Yeah. But I can see Sophia and them.
You can see Sophia and you can see them. You can also see that now there is mass panic as every mortal in the area is being subject to delirium, seeing these three werewolves, and they are either fleeing, rooted in this like a deer in headlights,
Yeah.
staring at them. Some of them are just curling up and gibbering to themselves.
So I see that they're now in werewolf form.
Yes.
Okay.
You do not have to roll for delirium, although it is a pretty scary sight. Round.
Ten.
13.
15.
Not using Spirit of the Fray this round. All right, then that means that it's your declaration first, Kate.
So I'm gonna use.
How many actions do you have for
So I have
Quicksilver?
3 total. If they're, how far am I from them? Can I close
10
the
meters.
distance
That's
easily?
like within your round.
Okay, so I don't need to speed up for it. Then I'd like to use an action to try to see if I can get a sense through where Sophia's looking, where the guy may have gone. And depending on the result of that, I'm either going to engage to defend Sophia or chase him with the remaining 2 actions. So I guess like I'll either if I don't know where
Okay,
he is.
roll your perception
'Kay.
now.
Yeah.
This is a perception leadership.
Perception leadership.
Difficulty is 7 because she's not trying to prevent you.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. 6 of it's detail oriented.
He's apparently running alongside the river, but you don't know where. You can't see him.
Okay. Then I'm gonna move to defend Sophia.
Okay, so I have 2 defense actions
Yeah.
for you. Great. The guru.
And recast. My second action will be to recast Flicker Flash is what my second action will be.
Okay, so 1 defense action.
1 defense,
And
one's
one casting
cast.
Flicker Flash.
Yeah.
The guru
Yeah.
are going to, now that they see specifically Sophia, they do not see you
Yeah.
as special.
Yeah.
Although they might guess that because you're not currently freaking out.
Yeah.
Takes willpower 10 for a human to not be affected by delirium, by the way. So they're going to stop, and one of them is going to reach out and attempt to just seize Sophia by the front of her clothes and heft her up into the air as an intimidation tactic.
Yikes.
Not trying to like swipe at your face, but this is a grapple to just lift you up, and they're strong enough that they can do this with one hand. Sophia,
So if I wanted to prevent that action, I could either get myself out of the way or try to out-intimidate a guru.
Yes. You could attempt to out-intimidate a guru.
I mean-
I will tell you that this is a very, very difficult proposition to do.
Yeah.
But you can attempt it, or you can dodge.
You're, you know,
Um,
fire or whatever.
From her time spent with Kaylee, would she have an idea of how difficult it would be before if it's just a fool's errand?
They're in their war form. They have rage coursing through them. Intimidating them might trigger frenzy, depending on how well you succeed. And if they frenzy, all bets are off. In fact, if they frenzy, I'm kind of worried for what might happen.
Baron Valen, right? We're worried for Baron Valen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, okie dokie.
Okay, then I want to cast. Whatever it is. Oh, where did my? Oh, there it is. 1 second. It's summer 1. Flicker flies.
And you're attempting to
Calm.
calm things down?
Yeah.
I like this idea. What's your bunk?
My bunk is stepping back and raising my hands, yet keeping like defiant eye contact with them.
It's a level 1 bunk. Go ahead.
I think you're good. Cannot wait to get back to your guys' place though, because there's no space for anything. Like I have 3 books on my lap. I've got like my dice tray. It's,
If we're lucky, in 2 weeks you'll be here.
It's true. I have our little table, but it's
Although-
just for my shit, apparently.
Although
so.
still observing a 2-meter distance between us at all times. But in Quebec, it will become legal in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
if nothing else changes, for people of 2 different households to be in the same indoor location,
Spaces.
as long as they can remain 2 meters apart.
Sophia. Oh, sorry.
Remember that nothing costs glamour right now.
right. That's 1 success.
Okay. Well, 1 success, I'm going to point out is, this is specifically Summer 1, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, so for Summer 1, it's been a while. It's been a while. For Summer 1, Flicker Flies, there isn't actually... Yeah, the number of successes doesn't actually seem to matter.
Yeah, there's some arts where it's weird like that. It doesn't define what the number of successes mean.
Yeah, it seems to be pass-fail.
Yeah, but it doesn't even say how long it lasts anyway.
That's weird.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's a GM call! Yeah!
I'm going to say that it'll last for a scene,
Yeah.
Cool.
unless for some reason they can destroy them. Because like if they start like smashing the flies out of the way and stuff like that, because they can see them, you created them, and you've called upon the weird, then it'll end. But otherwise, if rolls that are attempt to move away from calm are at an increased difficulty, and rolls to encourage calm are at a shorter difficulty, you recognize what this happens. However, this person is still going to try and lift you, but perhaps without the same amount of ferocity. So instead of like lifting you up into the sky, probably just like grab you by your shoulders now, and is going to attempt to stop you that way. You can try to defend this if you wish.
Sure. What type of roll would that be?
Are you attempting to like knock her out of the way, knock the guru out of the way?
I would definitely attempt to pull Sophia back. That way I have contact with her.
Okay, so this is actually going to be a dexterity athletics roll.
Cool.
Your difficulty is going to be 6.
Athletics. Probably not steady hand.
Well, while you
6.
deal with
Cool.
that, I can deal with future stuff.
My wife is doing something weird.
4 successes.
I was gonna say the Swiffers. All
4
out of two.
successes? Oh, shit.
Hey.
I have a lot of dex and decent amount of athletics, and it
All right,
rolled
well,
good.
then have a look. Let's see if you win.
Because that was F6, right?
4 successes. Cancelled. 1 cancelled.
Dice.
3 successes.
Woohoo!
So you, Sophia, you feel yourself getting quite violently yanked backwards.
Ow.
And as I do so, I would like to swirl Sophia in almost a ballroom dance kind of turn, which is and like so take her by the shoulders, spin her, and try to like do almost like and one of those like you toss someone out and then
Snap,
back
yeah.
in as my bunk for casting Flicker Flash again.
All right, I'll call that a level 2. I like it.
Now this is lending a lot
and-
more credence to the whole like performance thing. So.
2, which gets rid of. I'm going to do another time delay, and it's the 2 of us, which brings it back down to the standard.
The
8.
same code phrase.
Yes, same code phrase.
There's no place like home.
Yeah.
While Patches is doing this, I think Sophia, while like going along with it, is also kind of like, no, I can do, like, let me talk to them. Patches?
That's okay. I'm not triggering it. It's time delayed again. So that's 3 successes.
3 successes.
So it'll
that means
happen-
that after you utter the code word, it's the end of this round, the next
One
round,
round.
and the next
Next
round,
round.
and
Yeah.
then it goes off.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'd say same keyword.
Sure. The
2.
Guru are no longer trying to attack you, so unless either of you have a violent action to take, we're dropping initiative.
Yep. Oh, and I have to spend the glamour.
Liz is like, no, we got him on the ropes. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Kick him in the nuts. Smash him in the face. What is happening?
Nuts, face,
Nuts, face.
All right. One of them, the one who was looks akin to a homeless person before, shifts back down. Not the one who was reaching out to grab you, and steps forward, and he's clearly like incredibly angry, but he's trying to hold it in. Do you have any idea what you just did?
I don't. Would you enlighten me, please?
Who are you?
I am soon to be Countess.
Countess of what?
Countess of here.
And he looks to the other two. The fourth one, by the way, is missing. And then looks back. I don't think that we're in the realm of kings and queens here, sweetie.
So you were dealing with one of our own,
And who the fuck is this?
She is
and
my associate. Who are you?
I don't have to answer to you.
okay, don't answer to her. We're trying to have a discussion about what just happened. We obviously interrupted some plans you had, and you seem to have attempted to kidnap someone that is one of our own, and thus under the purview of the Countess.
If you're allied with him, then you have to die too.
You don't get to make that call about Kithane. We will speak to each other civilly. Thank you.
If we're going to be speaking to each other civilly, miss, we can't do it here. We're going to
Where
have
then?
to go somewhere else.
Name
I
the
would-
place.
I would appreciate that, because if you decide we do have to die and we have to retaliate, I'd rather it not be in the middle of the fucking square in Old Montreal.
Yeah, that was our hope too. All right. There's this bougie shop relatively close by. It's called Milk. It's close to one of your subway stations.
What's his accent? Is it not Montreal?
No,
Definitely.
it's the accent that you hear now.
Okay.
I'll remind you that there is a Milk now at
Yeah.
Place d'Alme.
Yeah.
Prochaine station, Place d'Alme.
Yes. Down.
Fine.
So we're just going to walk there. You, us, and we'll call ourselves a little bit of a truce until we can figure out whether or not we have to slice each other to ribbons.
Oh, there will be no slicing anywhere public. Not at all if I have anything to say about it.
But Malk has plenty of vitamin R.
And, your fourth associate, will they be joining us?
What fourth associate? Lying. Totally lying. Not even an attempt.
And your fourth associate, will they be joining us?
I don't know where she is.
Is that a lie too?
No, that's not a lie.
Oh, cool.
Can you contact her?
You want me to find a no moon when she doesn't want to be found?
Does no moon mean anything to me?
Have
I
no
heard it
moon,
mentioned?
Ragabash. The auspice of the...
Does it just 2 patches?
I'm telling you what
Okay,
she would
cool.
know.
Cool. Yep. go
Ragabash,
ahead.
the known moon, the auspice of the new moon,
Mm-hmm.
tricksters, questioners of ways, and specialists in stealth.
Ah.
It's Kyoko.
Kyoko would probably be a Ragabash if she were a guru, yes.
Oh, a Braum type. I get it. I understand what's happening here.
I mean it. I don't know where she is, and I can't contact her right now.
All right. To milk.
All right.
Are you going to capable of returning to a form that would be a little less?
This person already did.
Oh, okay.
The other two are still like...
Is there anything we can do about your associates and the general
If
populace?
they're coming quietly, then they'll return to their forms. We just can't be here. There's too many. And he starts pointing at all the people who are like...
What a mess. What a mess.
Nobody wanted to pop claws in the middle of this street.
And why did you choose the middle of the street to kidnap someone?
Because there's a big difference between taking somebody and popping claws. Are we going to have this conversation here or not?
I'm like started to walk.
Yeah.
While I'm walking.
Okay. So as
doing the
you
walking
start to
tour.
walk, this person starts to walk, and the other two resume their human forms, returning to their clothes. So the two who are coming are the waiter and the twitchy woman who was outside the Mr. Puffs. I'm going to ask the two of you to roll your perception animal ken, please. I'm also going to point out that at this time, if you wanted to try and get Braum to meet you where you were going, this would be the time.
So they wouldn't mind if I like made a phone call and.
They don't seem to care.
Okay. Yeah. I think I will do that.
What's the difficulty?
Of the animal ken roll?
Yeah.
7.
Do I have to roll?
No.
Okay. I have -2 to that roll. Well, I have 2 dice total, but I have no animal can, and I'm a dual, so
So
Is
you'd
the
be rolling
weird still
those.
I'll
invoked?
be rolling 2 dice. But yeah.
The weird is going to be invoked until you get to Milk.
Sweet.
We're rerolling some 10s, folks.
6.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
Okay, so as you are walking along to Milk, you also notice the following. Behind you, perching occasionally on various bits and parts of buildings higher up, you're being followed by a crow, a raven, some large black bird. They don't typically like roost in cityscapes.
So different than the cat-bat chimera that I saw
Oh yeah,
previously?
entirely. That catback chimera is long gone.
Okay.
It fled.
Okay.
The other thing that you can tell is that you are being followed by one very specific, very, very interestingly colored rat. This rat is looks like a a Norwegian black, which, believe it or not, are actually white in color. The Norwegian black is the kind of rat that you would know as a lab rat. But this rat seems to have a long red slash from one of its ears down its back. But you are being followed by these two, and I will also tell you that the your companions, as they're walking, do not seem to notice this.
Okay. Oh boy. All right.
So someone calling Braum?
Yeah.
I can, you can, whichever.
I'll call him.
Yes, hello, this is Braum.
Hi, Braum. Could you meet us at the Milk at Place d'Armes, please?
All right, I just have something very quick to take care of.
It's really important, so if you could get there as soon as possible, thank you.
It is urgent, I understand. I will be there shortly. Click. Braum is putting pants on faster than he's ever put on pants in his life.
So, like, 10 minutes.
Zip!
Oh god, oh god. Not that.
Hello, this is Braum.
Do you like that, Aragorn? I've been doing that all the time.
Right up the old rocky road.
I know someone who did that
My
and
Grand Canyon!
had
No,
to
it's
go
horrible.
to a hospital to get the zipper unzipped. So yeah, not fun.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. Anyway.
Yeah, you started.
So you're going to arrive at Milk slightly before Braum. Braum, I will let you know when you arrive.
Great. I have to also I'm going to scrawl a quick note to Kyoko. Or I'll just bang on the bathroom door and be like, the metal! And then I'll run away.
I thought that I was going to have a fun morning. And
So did Sophia.
Right?
hey, that's still potentially on.
Yeah, that's true.
I should have put a countdown timer, like ticking down, like time until
Or she
Zeron
stops
bonage.
being polite.
Or just like
I'm
occasional
home.
little updates of like a Zeron tracker, just like a little dot on the map of his route.
You better
It's
not
his
be home
hair
yet.
just like bounces every time he's like,
God damn it! Yeah.
You are served your overpriced and yet delightfully prepared caffeinated beverages.
huh.
I would like to buy everybody's drinks. Or
Um,
offer.
The homeless one looks very appreciative of this and thanks you profusely. The waiter is just like, oh, thanks. Okay. And the twitchy one is standing by the door, hasn't ordered anything. When the homeless guy's like, you should, she orders a plain black coffee and does not thank you.
Okay.
Uh,
Patches just takes out a flask of whiskey. She's like, I brought mine.
I'm good.
I don't know.
The-
She'll just get a drip coffee or whatever's easy.
The group who you've been speaking with pulls out your chair.
Oh, that's nice.
And then sits down and lets his fingers flex slightly before he sort of settles himself a bit, as if he's just not used to this kind of comfort. All right. So, it turns out that you are in league with the worm. You seem to know enough about us that you understand what I'm saying.
We helped.
We helped defeat a hive.
What?
We helped
We helped
defeat a
defeat a
hive.
hive. We have been very public enemies of the worm for a number of years now.
The woman by the door is like, you lie. And then there's just this glance, and then she immediately just bows her head.
I would
I
drop
feel
the name of
those-
the park. Whatever, I don't remember it offhand. But yeah.
Angel Woods.
It was Angel Woods, okay.
Angel Woods. And I feel like I would know the proper names for Kaylee and her pack and everyone. I should know this, I just forget. So
For their group?
Sophia also name drops. Hoping that this does more.
In other words, you start name dropping like Kaylee and her folks and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
just giving tons of details.
Yeah, her deed name is Quiet on the Hunt. That
It
would
is,
be
thank you
the
very much.
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
I don't know.
Isn't she also the like
She's the alpha now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like a leader term that I don't know.
Sept Alpha.
Sept. That's the one. Thank you.
I mean, I could summon Passivekenia, but let's save that for another time.
Oh,
But you know what happens when you
Sorry,
summon
you're right.
Passivekenia.
We know what you're saving it for. It's
Next.
What? Granville's busy tonight.
I'm here.
Exaltate.
Why am I nude? Don't know why it sounds like. Anyway.
Then why were you helping it?
Because he requested a meeting with me. He was very polite, and I am in the habit of hearing people out, and only attacking if they are my acknowledged enemy.
But you saw him. You must have seen him when his glasses came off.
I don't know what I saw,
I'm,
and I intend to find
didn't
out
see it.
more.
Did I?
No, you did not actually see that.
I saw that he was out in sunlight. And
Well, he's not a leech.
So
Okay.
then what is he? He's one of our kind, is he not?
Fomorian.
Fomorian?
And incidentally, you know enough to know that he isn't straight up a Fomorian, but House Baelor has ties to said things.
Okay.
Could you spell that, please? John?
Fomorian. Braum, you can arrive. Buh! Braum!
I have arrived. I'm taking stock of the situation. It looks like we're under control, so I'm going to order a drink.
Who's this?
And then
This is another one of our associates.
I'm finding it harder and harder to see you the way that you showed me before. Is it temporary?
It is something I can choose. My name is Lady Sophia. I am soon to be Countess Sophia.
Right, you said you were some kind of important person. Who's this?
My name is Patches, Dame Patches, Steward of the Spark. The name Patches, if you mention it to those that we mentioned, would be enough. We are what's known as Motley. We're a group that have agreed to.
Like a pack.
Sounds about right.
And who's this?
My name is Braum. I am.
Oh yeah, come on. Oh.
I know when to use it for dramatic effect. Braum knows when to use it for. I have arrived to help my pack, much as I imagine you have come here to assist yours. Sir, it is an honor.
Honor. Okay. I'm Can't Stop the Funk. This is Larry, and that's Dina over there.
No deed names yet?
I think that Larry and Dina will suffice for now.
I am, of course, not up to speed, but I take it that you were here on the hunt. Can't stop the funk.
You can just call me Funky, it's what everyone else does.
That is what you wish.
Seemed they took serious issue with Baron Velen, the one who I was to meet this morning.
Oh, so he has a title too. He's fancy.
Baron,
Oh, okay.
I just met him for the first time today.
So you met him for the first time today. Well, I'll tell you. if you decided to take down a hive, he might as well have crawled out of it.
Why don't you tell me about these Fomorians?
I can tell you that he is an agent of the worm. Beyond that, there isn't really much else to say. We were going to take him away to a location where we weren't in sight of everyone else, and we were going to find out where he lived, and then we were going to kill him. Then we were going to go where he lived and kill everyone there.
But he is not a worm. He's not a leech. He's an agent of the worm. How?
There aren't just one agent of the worm. The worm is everywhere. Look, okay, you know what?
Break it down for us, please. Can't stop the funk.
Thank you. Imagine that you have three forces that shape the world. You have the wild, upon which everything is built. You have the weaver, which takes all this unformed chaos and gives it structure. And you have the worm, that which destroys that which has structure so that it can return back to the wild. Kind of like the whole circle of life business, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm being very oversimplified here. I'm not saying this to insult you, just it took me years to figure all this out, and I don't think we've got years. Problem is that at some point, the weaver started getting a little too happy with making everything structured and built and named, and it wouldn't stop. It started, instead of creating a world that had a constant cycle of birth and death, it was a world of stasis. And the worm, realizing that this was a bad thing, kind of went crazy. And now the worm is trying to destroy everything. The whole world. The whole universe.
So this is essentially an agent of chaos trying to destroy not just structure, but everything else.
Wild is chaos. Wild is like the building blocks of life. It has no form, though. It kind of just roils around, and it's, it has its uses, but it doesn't have structure or form. Imagine if I pick up this pencil, and he picks up a pencil. This is not a pencil, but we'll say it is. So we have a pencil. The wild, this would all just fall through my fingers. It wouldn't be able to write. If you tried to press anything against the table, there would be no rules as to what would occur with a pencil. The weaver gives it the rules that it needs to interact with the universe that we have. And the worm, if it was in its right mind, would eventually let the pencil break, its components break down, so that then they could be remade into something else. Right? But when something is too obsessed with keeping things exactly the way that they are, and the thing that's supposed to destroy those things decides to go crazy because it doesn't like this and decides that, we can just destroy everything, then we have a problem. And we have been fighting the worm for longer than I care to admit. We're talking prehistoric. Vampires bring down everything. They're servants of the worm, even though I don't know if they acknowledge or even care to think about it like that, but they are.
They don't.
And if you're the person who you say that you are, then you have no love for vampires either.
Hell no.
So, turns out that there's lots of things that can fight for the worm, whether they know it or not. And one of those things is that thing that you just sent running.
I take it there is no hierarchy in terms of those who are actively destroying and those who are merely unwilling tools. You will erase them all the same. Is that correct?
Combat the worm wherever it dwells and wherever it breathes. That's one of our 13 rules. We've got 13 of them. They serve.
It is a noble task.
Sure. one of our rules says we can't fuck each other. And then to that, Larry is just like, doing? And the woman by the door is gripping her coffee cup so tight you can hear it starting to creak under the pressure of her hand.
Yikes.
We're in a difficult situation, which I hope you can understand.
Oh, yeah, you took out a hive. I'm afraid that makes you somewhat important. So we're not going to kill you today.
Oh, thank you.
I know that you and your kind are formidable fighters, but it wouldn't be an easy one.
Look, don't you think there's a reason that thing squirrels its way around into the ground and only pops up when it has to?
Sounded like he's lived a hard life.
Well, then we'll give him a chance at a new one.
Give us a chance first.
Well, you want to try to unwormify him? He
Find
can't
out.
be cleansed. Look at his eyes.
Find out what
do
he
you
is,
know?
who he is.
Because I was told by people who know these sorts of things. I'm not very smart. I just get by.
We've brought people back before.
Like who?
Not an agent of the worm, but someone who was equally lost. We are not in the habit of just signing off on somebody right away.
We were able to cleanse the taint. I know it. I was like, how do I say this? But I can't. On one of your own.
Oh yeah, that too.
Excuse me.
And I named them.
Were we? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
so
Flight
Yeah,
of
long.
Flight of Victory.
Flight
Thank
of
you everyone for
Victory.
being like a glossary of this.
Like pages. I need to actually have an NPC list on. Is what I should do.
How about I make you a deal? Are you in a position to make deals? I
Yes.
don't know your society. As long as that thing doesn't actively fight against us, or that thing doesn't actively start spreading worm taint, we'll let him be. But if we start seeing that this starts happening, then we'll assume that you've failed and we'll take him out. And we'll send you a
probably have
gift
my blessing
basket.
at that point, because that will mean he's gone against my orders as well.
Then I guess we got ourselves an agreement.
Good. And I extend my hand, I guess?
He extends his hand, and this will be a banality trigger for you if you touch him, for he is filthy AF.
I will do it.
Hooray! So you shudder slightly. You're like,
Roll your glamour. I believe it's difficulty 8, am I right?
I believe so, yeah.
For a banality trigger? No, we've only been playing this game for forever.
I know, right?
I believe so.
If it doesn't come up every session, I don't remember.
That is a success. So we're good.
Gwen, what's happening?
Your spread worm taint.
There we go.
Better difficulty 8.
So he shakes your hand. Your hand now feels like it's touched something vaguely greasy. Well, then that's it. Look, we're not from around here. We come when we're called. So I can't really give you our location, but I can give you a number that she'll carry on her. He gives you a cell phone number.
Perfect.
That's the best I can do under these circumstances.
We appreciate your faith in us. Thank you.
Hey, I do what I can. The warning's been made. We've got ourselves a nice little sort of tete-a-tete here. That's the kind of words that you use around here, right? So with that in mind, thanks very much. And thanks for the coffee. It was awfully kind of you.
My pleasure. Gonna stand up to ready myself.
Hey, you seen action?
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
And he gets up.
This isn't a quiet city.
It's not a quiet world. Your name's Patches?
Yes.
That makes you my favorite. It's not a quiet world. There's fighting everywhere. The entire balance of everything that everybody enjoys hangs on a thread every single day, and they don't even know it. Weird. We're that thin line into oblivion. And he
It's one
just
way of looking at things.
he just twitches his fingers, and the other two fall in line behind him, and he walks out the door. And then he pokes his head back in, and he reaches and he takes some of the sugar packets and stuffs them into his coat as he keeps walking.
I take it you two had some difficulty with them.
Well, their quarrel was not with us. It was with Baron Velen.
Shall we head back to the car?
Mm-hmm.
Patches, your phone rings.
Excuse me.
I will Braum in as
Yeah.
she's on the phone.
It's customs.
I'm gonna like step outside and light a cigarette and have the phone call. And I'm actually close enough that if they're telling that my stuff is there and I need to go down to the customs house, I
Yep.
might as well walk over.
Yep, that's exactly what they're saying.
I will go back in, throw my keys at Braum. I will roll
And right
willpower.
now, Braum's just like,
I will
Yeah, I'm
roll
assuming it hits
willpower.
I assume that if the player isn't present, their character just immediately like looks
Okay,
like they've
succeed.
Just, yeah.
I will throw my keys at him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a university degree and a decade of professional acting experience so that Liz can look like she has vacated her mind.
Funnily enough, those are like, I've often played roles that end up looking like that, like just the vacant stare.
You're the best cult leader ever.
Yeah, sometimes you're seeking facts and sometimes you're with child.
But never anything else.
Yup. I guess there are worse types to be cast as.
Keys at your head, and because you weren't here, they bounced off your heads.
Actually, no, the key ring lands on his horn and just starts circling.
Oh, lovely.
Cute.
Like you just
Braum
played
goes into
horseshoes.
T-pose.
I knew there was a reason I got these. I'll be right back. T-pose. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, 3 of the people here have actually done T-posing, so.
Hey, T-posing.
T-posing?
So you're gonna head off?
Yep.
Excuse me, Angel Wick, I had nothing to do with that. My scene was before the madness started.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're calling upon the weird kind of lingered and fell away before you entered into Milk, but now it's like you can sort of breathe. You feel like you're fully cloaked within the mists once more.
Excellent. I'm gonna quickly send a tweet before things get too out of hand. I hope everyone at the Old Port enjoyed my announcement for my new EP. Hashtag performance art. Hashtag
Wild.
hashtag excitement. I don't know.
Now I'm just imagining wild things, and it's just Mab.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Because it's going to be Mab's EP, but you're of course gonna.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Mab understands that I have to release it to the mortal realm, and then she can release it to the chimerical realm.
She doesn't care
It's all
about
fair.
chimerical fans. That's not where the money is.
But it's where the alcohol is best.
The thing is, she can't
So-
have her own bank account, so someone has to collect the royalties for her.
Exactly. It's like Cyrano de Bergerac, but like
Oh, she
I'm the
wouldn't-
face of Mab.
She wouldn't want to filthy her own hands with money.
Mm.
So I am driving? Is that
Yeah.
my...
Patch has got a phone call and step back in and toss you your car keys, and Sophia knows where the car is, so.
Braum has been driving and kind of contemplating what's happened. A quick question. As someone who knows Montreal politics, as well as the other two, I suppose, have we ever heard of a Baron Velen?
No.
Would we even know
Very
what
s-
house?
It would be strange for there to be a baron in this city that you are unaware of.
Yeah, very
Not-
much so.
I wouldn't say it would be unprecedented or illegal, but it would definitely be strange.
Yeah,
The purpose of a T-pose, Trevok, is because when you have sensors that are picking up your body during motion capture, it's the default. It's so that the sensors can calibrate themselves, so that they know, oh, okay, and then when you start moving, it can follow you. And then at the end of the action, the T-pose is to create another calibration point, so that if for some reason there was a glitch or a desync, that you could try to still recapture the data set that you just picked up, and have it still be useful. Why am I looking at my keyhole when I should be looking into the camera?
Keyhole.
What's funny about that is like if you're hired to do mocap for like a bunch of small movements, like putting your hand to your sword, drawing your sword, you have to break it all up with, or at least often you have to break it all up with T poses. So it's like
This
it's
impression
like-
is really good for me. These impressions.
Oh, very interesting.
And if they're doing
stuff.
facial capture, then you also have to reset your face between each one, so it's like,
Oh my god, that was hard. Although I think the technology is advancing so much that I imagine soon T-poses are going to become obsolete. But then
Yeah.
what will we do with all those glitches?
True.
T-pose.
blooper reels.
Yeah. Oh, what was that
What was
noise?
that?
Was that Kate?
Possibly. Sorry, I
It's a
exhaled.
mic brush of
Okay,
some kind.
sorry.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, that's all right.
Calibrating this little arm. I think I might have to order the child size, honestly, because it's supposed to be like back here, and it's actually down below my face, so. We'll see. I'll do some more measuring.
We can order a junior.
Yep.
Oh no, Angelic, I was just
Disrupted the game. Oh, please. I disrupt the game.
So, Patches will rejoin them at the Spark.
Okay, so Patches rejoins them at the Spark. In a shockingly yellow Lamborghini.
I guess they're looking out the window.
Car.
It is not like you to have such an ostentatious vehicle, my friend. Congratulations, it is nice.
It's very flashy.
This is, in a way, your fault, Braum.
I see. So your choice of vehicle is my fault now. I understand, of course.
It's because of your bachelor party.
Doodly doodly. Are we not doing a? We're doing a flashback. Doodly
Ibiza, drugs, racing.
I see.
Yeah.
I do not
Bitcoin.
believe I planned my own bachelor party, so in fact, I suppose this would be
So Zeron's fault.
Aaron's fault.
Oh, right.
So it's your
Lord
fault.
Zeron,
Lord
motherfucker.
Zeron.
Oh my god! what's
That's
happening?
my firearm, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I do not know what to say other than congratulations. It's a very, very expensive vehicle. I do not
It's
know much
very
about
you,
cars.
Patches. We love it.
I do not agree. I do not believe that it is. Very
Did
Patches.
you choose the color yourself?
No,
Oh.
No, you
Oh.
most certainly did not.
no. I was like, oh, there's so many colors that I could pick from. Yellow.
Well, because you weren't buying a new Lamborghini.
No, I wasn't.
I love it. It just says, "Hello world. I'm Patches, and I'm I'm not going anywhere."
Would you
Oh,
like to
wow.
go upstairs?
Like up to the.
Yeah, like to
Sure.
the spark.
No, okay. Can we take your car? Like as she's going. Yay! Irritated Patches.
She'll
So
park
excited.
it somewhere safe.
There's underground parking.
Yeah.
As you go through the underground parking, of course, the instant that the incline becomes a little more than this, you risk just bottoming out
This
right
is
away.
Westmount Square, though, so it's like super chic. They probably have like retractable spikes or something.
Yeah, probably.
Like
Oh my
a-
God.
Spikes.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
The Lexus Neon parking has them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. No, you're right. I remember from that time we were trapped in there.
I do have one more question, then I'll shut up about the Lambo for now. What expression does Patches have on her face as she's driving it?
Oh, well, she's driving it. She's cool.
Oh yeah? So she's not like,
I shifted into two.
Lambo goes brrr. Money printer goes brrr. Bitcoin skyrocketing goes brrr.
so rich.
Wow.
It's absurd.
Spikes.
Okay.
Lady Sophia, what did Patches mean by
What?
that it was something to do with my bachelor party?
Well, your bachelor party took place on Sawain.
Yes.
And I think when Patches woke up, she had many new things.
Right. Her gift for our wedding was also very generous. I simply perhaps worry a little bit about her financial state if she also was able to purchase a car.
I wouldn't worry about her financial state. It sounds like she's doing very well for herself.
Right. I have no doubt that she would tell us if there was something amiss.
Is she in the elevator with us as we're talking about this?
I don't know. I could be.
I don't think I would speak about you like
But
that
I'll
in the
probably
elevator.
like once the elevator gets up, it comes straight back down, and then I'm on the next one, sort
Right.
of thing. So
And I'm like the doorman for something. Okay, fine.
You can keep going.
okay,
I'm not stopping you.
I will come back up.
What are we to do about Baron Velen?
I'm going to try to have another meeting with him. And I'm going to be very,
Persuasive.
very honest about this agreement that now involves him.
Even if it is something he cannot control, Lady Sophia, the Guru,
You heard Can't Stop the Funk.
funky, yes.
You heard Can't Stop the Funk. As long as he doesn't act against them. Or spread the worm taint. Everything will be fine.
But I'm unsure if he would know how to not do that.
That is what I intend to find out.
Right. A life lived in... A life without freedom perhaps is not much of a life. I wonder if he would... I should not wonder about other people's intentions. You're right, we should speak with him.
I'm through speculating.
Yes.
This is going to be my county to oversee. And I want to know absolutely everything.
How have we not heard of him before?
He's been a recluse.
But someone somewhere would know why he was a count. Did he mention his house?
Baron.
A baron, sorry. Whoop, 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 whoop. Baron. Did he
He's
mention?
House Baylor.
Oh. and he could not claim the county as his own as per the expectations many years ago, because he is a recluse, because he did not want to spread
You're
this
speculating
corruption.
again, Braum.
We will meet with him again if we can get in touch with him. And see what we can do.
Simply worry about not taking the guru's advice, that is all.
We will. We'll be cautious. We'll be ready for him to secretly be an agent of the worm. Sophia didn't go alone this time.
I'm learning. Aside from the guru, who's going to be more wary of the worm than us?
I
Dennis.
Except for Dennis.
Fucking Dennis.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I forgot something upstairs. Beep.
See you in a bit.
very eventful morning.
Oh?
No, I just meant you. It was an eventful morning for the two of you.
Yeah. I better get back to wedding prep.
Yes. I need to as well. Patches.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, she already sounds like a Lambo owner.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. I
I
have a
have-
big enough neck beard to be a Bitcoin Lambo owner.
Wait. Patches, I'm wondering what you think of this idea. And I whisper, I guess, to Patches.
We discuss some of the plans for the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Correct, yeah.
We do.
Or are we
There's a lot of
accelerating to that? Is that what's happening here?
We're certainly discussing it, and it could be accelerated too.
I need to speak to Kyoko. Just cause. But that could be quick. I don't know.
She has a phone.
Good. Well, I'm gonna call her once we're done,
Yeah.
enthusiastically discussing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is everything all right?
Oh, no, nothing. You know, I just like it when my men wash me and leave.
I'm sorry. It was Lady Sophia and Dame Patches. It was urgent.
Oh. Are
They
they all
were
right?
under attack.
Oh, they were
I'm
under
sorry.
attack.
Indeed.
I see. So I could finish my shower while you go and save the day.
They did not ask for extra backup. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I haven't been completely honest with you, Kyoko.
Oh, so they are dead.
Last night, I found you sleepwalking. Sleep coding, in fact. What is that thing that you are writing? I ran it, but I couldn't tell what it does.
Sleep coding?
Yes, you never really told me of the time that Sophia spent with you in your dreams, but you came back with a large hunk of metal. I didn't
Well, she
really
came
ask
back.
questions.
Kyoko did not. Sophia
right.
exited it with the metal.
I just mean like she came back to our house with, I don't know, whatever, but like.
It's not polite to speak of that sort of thing. Sophia has ways of pleasuring me with that giant hunk of metal that you could never hope to match. I just don't want to be a threat to your sense of self or sense of love.
I'm glad we can discuss this openly, like mature adults.
I don't know what sleep coding is. Where's this code that you said that you were going to run?
I found your laptop in the kitchen, and it's, I believe, just at the bedside. Perhaps you can have a look at it.
There's no code here. There's nothing at all.
Gwydion sense. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So that's how this marriage is going.
Well, okay. I just sometimes.
Oh no.
Look,
You
John,
married a
sometimes
puka. That's on you.
It's true. Sometimes she's telling the truth. Sometimes she's joking, and sometimes she's lying to deceive me, and sometimes she's lying for fun.
And sometimes she's angry with you and is pretending that everything's fine, and sometimes it's just straight up sarcasm.
So excuse me.
roll your dice.
It's
Your
coming,
difficulty
it's
is 9.
coming. Yikes. But fair.
Yeah, it turns out she's really good at lying.
Yeah.
His face. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Of course.
Yes!
Of course, because it's.
Oh my god.
It's more importantly, it was something that I figured. Well, I don't know if I need to succeed.
It's not just a
necessarily.
botch, it's a triple botch.
I don't know if we need to count. Do we
I'm
need
pretty
to
sure we
know
do.
How many? Whoa, sorry.
Can I get a botch
There's the
in
triple
chat
botch,
for
yes.
this chuckle fuck? Thank you. There it is.
Scotch.
Everybody.
So I guess I will no longer. roll
You
first.
hear the phone clatter against the ground.
Kyoko. Son of a bitch. I hang up and I'm. How many stories above the ground are we right now?
13.
You're 13 floors up. Yes.
Cool. So I'm not jumping. I'm gonna take the elevator. Back down and head to our home. I'm getting there as fast as I can.
But just. Ah!
I mean, you still have Patch's keys, probably, so.
Okay. When you get back, you see that Kyoko is in front of the PC, the laptop, and she is just.
I move up to her and I like lean down and look. I look into her
The
face.
screen's blank, and she is just staring like off into the distance.
I go to touch her shoulder, and then try to shake her to see if she can respond.
Like, may I demonstrate?
Yep.
Something like this, or are you like shaking her?
Well, no, I'm not like, but like I'll. Yeah, exactly.
You're giving her a good nudge.
Yeah, there you go.
She doesn't respond to you.
Oh my god, what's happened? I remove the laptop from her hands.
She stops typing, but then her hands start reaching out, like following the keyboard. And then if you are you taking it like out of her reach?
Yeah.
Then her hands just. You're here. That was fast.
Yeah.
You didn't ask Patches to fuck or flash you over here, did you?
I did not. Is that something you would enjoy? That's not the Kyoko. What is this? And I like put the laptop down on the side, like on the.
That is a laptop computer, Braum.
For your lap, yes. What?
Not generally. It
happened?
tends to get hot enough that it burns.
What's happening to you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to try to say this as calmly as I can.
I want a divorce.
I'm gonna try to say this as calmly as I can. Oh my god. Sorry. You seem to be either possessed or unconscious, or something is happening to you in regards to this, and I like motion to the laptop. And if you cannot account for your time, I am going to call Sophia and Patches, and we're going to see what we can do.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then she reaches out and says, look, there's nothing here. And she hits the space bar, and the screen lights up, and there's just reams of code.
What is this?
Grocery list.
Is the Does that need to be encoded?
You never know. The enemies of the Golden Braid really know that I want double stuff Oreos.
If they know your weaknesses, they can get to you. Kyoko,
Yes.
you're allowed to keep things from me.
The fact that I've started to become a sleepwalker? I don't
Right.
think I can keep that from you. You tend to sleep in my general area.
From time to time. I want, this doesn't seem natural, and if there is something at play here that you know anything about, please tell me. I want to help.
Does this have something to do with what? And then she gets up and she goes over into the bedroom, and then you hear a tiny little yip.
I rush in to find out.
The room is covered in ice. Ceiling to
Oh.
floor, everything has frost at least a centimeter thick covering it. The hunk of metal is leaning against the wall, and if there is an epicenter to this, here it is.
So, just a wild guess, but I ran this code thinking it would have to affect something digital, electrical. That is how computer coding works, and I do not see any wires on this, whatever this is. But I did this, I think.
So you just executed unsigned code on my computer.
Well, you felt it was
Do you want to do it
important.
again?
No.
And then she turns the
I don't-
laptop to you, and with the big ass play button at the very top.
Why would you tempt me in this way? Will it undo what is being done?
Do you think that I could code anything that would harm you?
Yes.
Okay. And then she reaches out and just goes boop. And the code
I
fails to
watch.
compile.
Okay.
Oh, you interrupted me. It's not finished.
Your subconscious is working on something that your conscious self does not know of, and you're not concerned about this. Perhaps it is because my subconscious is filled with violence and anger from time to time that I am concerned about what I would do if I wielded a weapon like this.
What do you think happens in my dreams, Braum?
I don't know.
Turns out that there's this man. Man I've been dreaming of for a long time. And suddenly he's in front of me. That doesn't sound so bad, does it?
No.
I have to trust my subconscious. That's all there is to it. Sure, it's possible that I'm creating a doomsday machine, but I don't think that I have that in me. So I guess my question, Braum, is if you trust all of me.
I do. I trust you. I see now. It is myself that I do not trust.
Well, then you're going to have to put me to sleep, because I should probably finish this code so that I can fix whatever's going on here.
Why don't I sing you a lullaby?
You can just hit me over the head with a rock.
I don't think that's very safe.
I know, I'll tell you the story of my childhood adventures. I was born a crisp May Day.
Crisp Mayday. Have I ever told you about the time that I was looking for bagels? in New York?
Pukajutsu, what are you, the fucking devil? What's wrong with you? What is
that's-
wrong with you?
Yeah, that's horrible. Yikes. Whee!
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to have Pukajutsu on my RPG clinic on Thursday, but now I'm not certain that he can
John,
be
no.
trusted with
John,
safety
no.
scissors.
Baby, now we got bad blood. You know we keep mad.
We're not voting Pooks off the island. I think we need to keep him on the island. He has to remain in sight.
And away from the code.
I don't
us
trust
the
him out of my
worm
sight at this point.
Show us the worm taint. All right.
Oh man.
I don't know. Draw a bath for Kyoko or whatever. I help her fall asleep, and I.
She doesn't actually need much encouragement. But when she nods out again, she resumes coding. At least if you put the computer in front of her.
Yeah.
If you like just snap it in half, then she can't really do that.
I'll fix this my way. I guess I'll start scraping some ice out of the bedroom. Although it's maybe gonna get fixed. I don't know, but
It's starting to melt.
great. I'm gonna wash all of the things in my room. Oh yes, of course. I'll get my mop that I used to use at my work.
Ah, good.
Nice.
Dusty.
Just Dusty the mop. That's right. Come on, Dusty. It's you and me. Safe. Sorry.
No one cares.
Okay. After. Actually, this deserves a music change.
Yeah, maybe we should.
2 seconds.
And
We'll go back to Sophia.
Sophia and Zeron, or Sophia will attempt to have sex with Zeron when he
So
returns from his run.
as
but
Sophia
that just
gets
needs
back,
to be noted
and then
in the minutes.
Zeron comes up, and he is the she equivalent of a sweaty mess, in that his hair is slightly rumpled. And he rolls his shoulders. Well, that was an interesting workout that I had this morning.
Well, time for your second one.
Oh,
Shower time.
wow. He was really trying to engage you in a conversation.
fuck
now.
that, no.
Wow.
She's been waiting. She had to like do political stuff before noon. It's like
You almost died! Political stuff! You almost died!
she was super horny.
There are any number of crude comments that I can make here, but I won't. All right.
I want to know why it was an interesting workout. Was he doing shups? Was it an HIIT routine?
Oh my god.
Tell me.
After about an hour, Kyoko snaps awake again.
What is it?
I woke up. Boop.
She just goes for it, eh? Okay, cool.
And then the half of the frost that you've managed to clean off, the other half just and slams itself into the metal.
Whoa.
There it is. I think it's done.
There's no.
I guess this
Sorry.
means I can sleep normally again.
I hope so. Would you like to take a look at your handiwork?
I asked to be able to give you a wedding gift, and we were interrupted. Braum. And then she lifts the medal, and she's relatively, like, she's not like ripped like you are, but she's strong enough, and she lifts it. And then she turns and she hands it to you. And while it still is in a very rough shape, right? Like, this is not stamped metal or anything like that. There's no, it's in the vague shape of a kite shield. Braum, this is absolute.
And it is a gift for
To
me.
you. This is the gift I've been wanting to give you for 15 years.
15 years.
You have a sword. The sword you had after you lent Whisper to Zeron. Do you remember it?
Of course.
I wanted to create the shield that would go with it.
Oh.
When you activate this piece of metal, whatever touches its face will be rendered instantly to absolute zero. It will freeze in place. The change is instantaneous. The atoms and molecules that make up whatever you're touching won't even have a chance to degrade or burst, because once you take the shield away, it will instantly return back to the temperature that it once was.
Once you deactivate it.
This causes stasis. There is, unfortunately, one thing to take in mind. Whatever this thing reduces to zero, it will adhere to until you deactivate it.
I see.
You know what that means?
But the ability to use this to neutralize a threat, or any size or type of threat, even if I need to remain with them in that time, I believe this is incredible.
Braum, I asked Kay for help with this.
I see. And was she able to help you?
Apparently in my dreams.
I see.
I'm sorry if that's stepping too far, but I wanted help from somebody who knew you and loved you.
Wait, someone. Oh, yeah. What do you mean, someone who really loves me? What do you needed help from? I understand.
Someone who
Sorry.
knew you and loved you.
God,
Not
thank you.
someone who loved you, because I don't, or...
That was definitely the implication. I misunderstood. It's like,
Yay.
we're good. How does it feel to know that you collaborated with her again?
I miss her.
Me too.
But this is for you. You're going to need some help. I bet Patches would probably be able to know how to get this thing looking like it's halfway decent and maybe even put a handle on it so you can carry it.
Why would it need a handle? It's perfect.
It's a hunk of metal. You can't even carry it into battle. You'd have to
Alright,
hold it in both hands.
it needs a strap of some kind. Yes, I agree. But
And, we have a knocker friend, and apparently the only thing that we have to define her is what sort of use she has as a complicated multi-tool.
no, I believe Patches has. Was that a joke?
I just want you to know that there are a few people out there who just want you to be very happy.
I will continue to believe that I do not deserve the gifts that I receive. In
Oh,
this
sweet.
life.
I'm sure that Cold Stone Creamery would love it. And she reaches out to take it back.
However, I will accept them because I know what it means to you to craft this, and I don't believe I can ever begin to repay you.
You're the storm. You're the storm. And this is utter calm.
That is how I feel when I'm with you. And I'm gonna wrap her in a big hug if she'll let me. She also might be very tired, having not really slept. I don't know.
Do you hug her and then accidentally, like as you wrap your arms around her, like pierce whisper into her thigh and then accidentally spend enough glamour? And...
I officer.
Time for life 4.
Sorry. No, Duke Granville. I don't know what happened. I just. No, I freeze her to me, and I'm like, now you'll never leave. Oh,
Yay.
Yay.
I think we can accelerate time.
Wow.
I mean, yes. So you were getting married July 2nd.
June.
June 2nd. Yeah, that. Not even July. June 2nd.
That's a Tuesday? Were we being exactly 1 month?
This is Victoria Day weekend. Yeah, she said in 1 month, and that means that it's the 2nd, and that means that she's getting married on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Sweet.
It's Victoria Day weekend.
Everyone better party like it's a goddamn Saturday. That's all I can
So
say.
it's Friday the 22nd.
Of May.
Yes. So 4 days later.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay.
We're
Tuesday.
doing it at the Spark. It's
Cheaper
always free.
venue.
It's not free.
We're all about the Benjamins here on Changeling the streaming.
Have I asked you to pay for any of the things that I've been installing?
Where do you get your materials?
The hardware store?
Yeah, that shit. The hardware store. That's my workshop.
Sorry.
You're lucky I invented GAC in 1990.
Wow.
Yak.
That's where that came from.
Does that Zeron Sophia's Pikachu? Is that
What?
Zeron as a verb?
Or does that make Zeron Sophia's Pikachu?
Yeah, are we missing a verb, or is that a
I
verb?
choose you, Zeron.
Is that Zeron
Zeron.
Sophia's Pikachu?
There.
Stop Zeroning.
Zeron. Zeron.
Oh, I can do that too. Wow.
Patches. Anyway.
Makes sense.
Annoying me.
Zeron used spilled paint. It's not very effective.
Spilled blue paint that was stepped in by a certain circle member.
Verbing does weird language. Remember when access was something you had, and now it's something you do.
Whoa. We call that the noun-verb transition.
I'd like to access your access.
I like to steward you into my
Please,
exhaust.
please, sir,
Hey, oh, hey!
please, yeah, please, vicariously high five Liz for me.
We're going in. No, it's that way. Go that way. High five them.
There we go.
Yay!
Yeah.
There we go.
Braggadocio.
Zeron used his day. It's massive. Wait,
So
wow.
on the morning of
Oh, yes.
Friday, May 22nd, 2020, an envelope is slipped under the door to Sophia's apartment, and then there's a knock, and then like some scurrying footsteps.
And
Is this like
And then a
early in the
thud
morning?
and a
Like early enough to wake her up?
It's like
Then a crash.
8. I think I would have encouraged her to sleep in.
So that means that she woke up, had her smoothie, and did her yoga, and then like went back to bed to pretend to be asleep because she doesn't sleep in. Oh my goodness!
Zeron is feeding Mab baby grapes.
What's he wearing for this?
A robe.
Toga.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
As
God.
is map. I don't know.
Hello, Mab. I'm here to feed you grapes. Also, I'm nude.
I mean, she probably sees plenty of that
Those are
anyway.
preferences. I don't really know what to say.
Map?
Yeah.
Or you? Oh, okay.
Excellent. So at that, just gonna say, oh my goodness, I wonder what this could be.
And it's addressed to Sophia. When she opens it up, there is a sheet of paper that looks a lot like the document that I gave to Liz. Read the thing that says read first. You should read first.
Oh, Baroness Sophia ap Liam, Chatelaine of the Spark. This is clue number 1 for location number 1.
Oh.
Please pack a swimsuit, an outfit which is casually elegant in an environment where no jacket or tie would be required, and choose footwear appropriate for walking and dancing. Please text Patches when you are ready, and your driver will pick you up outside the door. She's gonna
Mab, like at the little shriek, Mab sits up and like baby grapes go everywhere.
and she's like making a beeline for the closet and packing her best things.
See, we don't have crosshair here, so
Uh,
fashion.
Yeah, so I
buddy's
think
not
she's the outfit she's packing is like for a garden party. She figures that's fairly safe. So like
Casually
a
elegant.
nice floral dress, cute little sandals.
here. Mab is a small lizard-like chimera that hangs out on Sophia's shoulder when she isn't going into battle. That transforms into her harp.
That she uses to busk and or just play music generally. It's pretty sweet.
She's like throwing things into her bag and like calling out to Zeron while she's packing, like, Is yours today too? Do you know?
My what?
Your party.
I don't know. Does Zeron know anything right now?
Yeah. He knows that he will be approached on Friday at some point. Yeah. So
I'll be
yes,
approached by a tall, dark, and handsome man.
Ooh.
As all good bachelor parties begin.
As long as
mean-
you don't call off our wedding for this handsome stranger, that should be.
Do
I believe he's
Granville's
taken.
So I am here. I am Braum.
Tiny wood woman? Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean.
Actually, Weirdness also did a spectacular color. Weirdness, I'm 90% sure it was you. A coloring drawing
book
of that.
page, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Martini map.
Yep,
Yes.
by weirdness.
Beautiful. Oh, yes.
That really sums her up. Yeah, so she's packing 3 swimsuits because that's who she is, and 2 possible dresses because that's who she is, and the cat suit just in
So,
case.
I actually have a question about swimsuits. It's a very minor question. Does Sophia have like a performance swimsuit that's like designed for like when she's exercising, or does everything that she have fashion conscious?
So she does have one more like practical one piece if they're going like cliff diving or something like that, you know. So she does pack that in case
Okay.
Patches is like, we're going water skiing. She's like, okay, I don't want my top flying off. Like,
Yeah, no thanks.
But yes, so she does have one. Oh, hot.
Yes, Mab is a tiny lizard who is also sometimes a harp.
Does she text Patches when
She
she's
does
ready?
when she's done. Yeah.
Great. Patches says, head downstairs. Do you know where do you have an answer to clue 1?
Oh, I need to guess where I'm going.
Oh, it's a clue.
I see.
It's a clue.
I would guess like if the crest has something to do with it.
So when you get downstairs, the Lambo is sitting out front. Tops up, like, convertible. Top is back. Windows rolled down. Patches is in a lady tux. Shades on.
Oh my god.
As you do. What a dude.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, you know, the Burgundy Lion, or places like that.
Where are we going?
There, that's the clue.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So if this is what Sophia says, then Patches is going to queue up a sound cue on her.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's totally okay. I did not warn you because I didn't expect you to click into it yet, but that's
wave.
okay. Patches is going to play a sound cue on her sound system. Go for it.
Oh. Okay.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Oh, going to the Ritz.
Okay, there you go. You've got it. She doesn't have to play the rest of the sound cues. They're just
To
different
the
clips of the
Ritz,
song.
please.
All right, Madame. Buckle up. And it's not a very far drive from Westmount Square to the Ritz, but she heads up to Sherbrooke Street and along the road.
I guess I'm just... Did you take Mab with you?
If she wanted to go, yes.
So Zeron is there just picking baby grapes out of the carpet. Everyone's a
him a
hero in their own way.
A big kiss on the cheek before I leave.
This is way
Liz,
better
I'm
than
just
any
going to
bachelor
send
party I
you
could-
a little message about something we discussed earlier.
Oh, okay. Where's my fast book? There it is.
I'm gonna send Zeron a text, or rather, I guess he's gonna receive one from me. And it just says, "Where are you? Have you forgotten? Did you pull a Braum? Winky face."
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. For my bachelor party, I'm getting gaslit.
Well, if he doesn't type it back, I don't know. So.
He doesn't actually say this.
Yeah.
His response is quite simply, "I'm terribly sorry. It seems that I must have forgotten."
That's all right, old friend. ... Dot.
I guess I'm back to picking grapes off the carpet because
And then I send him one more text message that says, "Downstairs, 10 minutes."
Bring your lube.
And then
that's another high five. I'm gonna release a cross for that one. There you go.
And then there is a tree emoji, and I've I've worked really hard to find a proper tree emoji, but he doesn't know that. It's
Oh, a Trimoji.
a tremoji, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know, if there's anything that I want anybody to take away from the almost 4 years of content that we've been giving you at this point, it's that lube is amazing, and you should really look into it.
If you had to take away two things,
Sure, but where did this come from?
sure we can mention a second one. Like it doesn't. Not so
Safety
much
cards.
tinsel.
That would be the second
Very
thing to take away from it.
After 10 minutes, Zeron heads downstairs. He's wearing his normal clothes because
There is a small, smallish camper, like an RV, out front that
Okay.
is waiting for him. It's very clear that Braum has just started it and has run around to the side to lean against it, but to look like he's been idling it for a while. "Oh, you decided to show up. Good. Come along."
all right. I'm not afraid of a camper. I'm not afraid of anything.
I knock twice on the door.
Critic Chameleon is a Liam, by the way.
Ooh. Oh, very good, Ash. I knock twice on the door to the camper and then open it and allow him inside.
What's inside the camper?
Inside the camper are all of the Golden Braid members. Hooray! They've got there's a big banner strung up. They've got coffee, some snacks, and various drinks, like coolers full of drink. Everyone seems to be dressed quite outdoorsy. I mean, obviously, someone.
So
like
Helena, I should point out,
Yeah, please.
Helena is just wearing a leather jacket, denim pants, and these huge outdoorsy boots. And she looks like she's the stereotypical sort of she came from the city, but now she's an outdoors person, and
Oh yeah.
just with her arms crossed.
Perfect. So I've kind of tried to instruct them as best I can to make a big hullabaloo when he enters, which I will come up behind him as well and be like, "Yes, hooray!"
Helena doesn't do hullabaloos.
Okay, well, I tried. Does she wave a tiny flag, perhaps, or something? Oh, thank you.
Trevog, gifting a sub to Kate.
To the
Nice.
community, I assume.
Finally. Hooray.
So who was there? Helena.
Right, so there's Helena, McAllister,
Cut to
Fala.
the Kingdom of Burning Sands. All right, the Golden Braid's all occupied. Time to go on a crime spree.
Oh my god, Snake! I can't believe it. Paula, and Claude. It's a real peppy bunch. You know what I mean?
You didn't think that we'd miss this sort of thing for the world, did you? Get your
No.
flat arse in here.
Yes, we're gonna have to work on that, Zeron.
I wasn't aware that my posterior was displeasing to the average eye.
We aren't average, are we, Lord McAllister?
Right? I'd be looking at your arse all the time.
Well, I can tell you're going to have a great time back here. I'm driving, so you'll just give me a moment. You don't mind surprises, Zeron, do you? You're not afraid of anything I might do, are you?
Did you invite Saley?
I look around, and then I look around again.
She's like on the ceiling. No, she's pulling a Cape Fear. She's underneath the RV, buckled in.
I did not.
Wah, wah, wah.
That'd be so good. I did not.
And then he closes the door. When he's inside, he's
Right, yeah.
bye.
Fuck this.
Well, this seems lame. See you later.
Time for the real bachelor party, ensuring that we don't stain the carpet.
Standing by with, I don't know, vinegar or whatever.
Alright, well, the Ritz.
Yes.
So, the plan is that there's going to be some spa time, brunch out in the gardens by the little pond with the ducks, and then more spa time thereafter. Hype train, y'all are too kind.
Oh, it's
So
happening.
kind.
Choo choo,
Thank you.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, so there's, mani, pedis, massages, soaks, steam rooms, pool, all of that.
All at the same time.
Yeah, look, we're paying top dollar. I'm sure if we asked, they'd make it work.
Oh, Patches, that sounds just delightful. Thank you for organizing this.
And, we've got a good invite list, so the vast majority of them, I assume, would have agreed.
Well, you want to tell? I'll tell you which ones couldn't make it.
So, Sophia, Patches, and Sizer. Kyoko, I don't know if she got stolen.
So then you two are going to have to fight that one out, because you technically both invited Kyoko. Because you
I
said that.
insist on getting Kyoko.
So it's everybody in the Golden Braid minus 3. Keep going.
Talus, Zister.
Did you take Kay and Celian's braids and hang them up inside the camper?
There's a small shrine to them, yeah.
Ew.
What?
Okay. So there's actually only one Golden Braid member missing. Keep going. So Kyoko is with you.
Yeah. In Talus' sister, Kaylee, if she's available.
Kaylee is not available.
Saley,
Saley is absolutely available.
Barney,
Marnie is there.
and
Yay,
Countess
not bad.
Ware.
Ware's not available. At least she's not available right now.
Aragorn's like, out of my fucking...
Let me
Sophia
in.
treats her bachelorette parties the way she treats regular parties, just extends a huge invitation to tons of people and then assumes that a lot of them can't make it.
Yep. And so brunch has 3 courses and lots of beverages, and everything is being paid for. So get whatever the heck y'all want.
Oh, that's going to be a mistake. Yeah, I'd like 3. 3 of... Yeah, 3.
She'll have 3 of the 3-course meals. She's eating for 3.
Twins.
Yeah,
Let's just
twins. I'm a lucky bitch.
It's okay. We're in a private room, so.
You didn't tell me you were pregnant.
she's not. I mean, I was just saying it to cover for the waiter. I'm not assuming your pregnancy status in Siler.
Oh, this is going great.
I love parties. This mimosa's delicious.
So is this the part where we start encouraging the bride to, live out her one last day of freedom?
Yeah.
I can think of no better way to do that than with brunch and a spa.
And more to come.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You don't think this is it? I wouldn't
I would
settle
never.
on
I
just
would never
brunch.
presume anything about your party planning, Patches. You are full of surprises. Just ask your car.
Did you not like it?
I love it. I just wouldn't
Like
expect
it.
you to buy it.
I didn't buy it. So in.
I love how we can just do that.
Okay.
So wait.
Incredible.
RV?
Braum has picked out a surprisingly, well, maybe not cool playlist, but cool for him playlist.
I
It's-
saw the sign and it opened up my eyes.
Ace of Base.
It's
No,
a cruel,
it's like a
cruel
road trip soundtrack. So
summer.
this is incredible. He's got like Fleetwood Mac. He's got Boston. It's just,
Fleetwood Mac. The best thing for like a new nuptials. Did you put on Rumors?
I did not. Although it shows up there. So there's some classic rock road trip playlist happening. And we pull off the roads onto more and more onto more and more rural kind of pathing. We're headed north out of the city. North of Montreal are the Laurentians, which are woo-hoo-hoo. Thanks, guys. And as we pull off more and more onto more and more sort of like country roads, we eventually arrive in what can only be described as a pretty dense kind of forest where the RV can go no further.
Well, I always knew that I wanted to die surrounded with my friends in the forest. You realize this is the start of every horror movie that ever existed. Is the RV going to break down?
And he just pulls out his like camcorder and starts shaking it wildly.
He pulls the window connecting the two sections and just turns his head around. It's out of gas. I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Oh, lovely.
Right, have you been practicing your naming, perhaps?
Well,
It's
all
all right.
I know
I'm
is
sure
that
there's a cabin we can find. Oh yes.
don't forget, the first person to have sex will die.
Well, that's all right. I've already checked that off the list, so I will.
You already
accept
had
this.
sex with someone.
What do you mean, someone? I am Braum.
Suddenly, a lot of things about Beltane are starting to come back to me.
Oh.
Not all of them good.
I had sex with myself on the drive. Anyway, let's.
That's why they ran out of gas.
Zeron,
It's a
I'm
joke.
getting roadhead while driving you to your bachelor party.
Oh no! Don't worry.
Who's there in the front with you? Oh, no one. I always thought roadhead was just when you jack to the glove
Okay, so
So the point is, I say that I'm joking because I am about the sex and about the running out of gas. No things there. All good. And I ask Zeron to go and see if he can find any supplies in the trunk. Well, at the back of the RV.
Okay, because like there isn't really there's a storage compartment. Okay, so
Right? Yeah.
he opens that up.
There's a large there's a large chest.
It's a lot of angry owls.
There's a large chest that's been enchanted so that it can kind of contain, so that there's a whole bunch of stuff inside of it that's been made smaller. so that once you remove it from the chest, it will grow back to its normal size. So we have there's all sorts of food, there's all sorts of drinks, there's like several bottles of champagne, there's tents, folding chairs, there's a small canoe, like it's a regular canoe but it's been shrunk. What else? There's like a beach volleyball net that's again been kind of reduced in size and it's like tied up. Did you find anything?
No, I'm afraid there's no supplies. We're fucked. And then he just sort of is emptying it as he's saying it. Right? You know what it's like to get fucked?
Indeed, my lord.
Or are we doing that right here in a bachelor party? We're going to start referring to ourselves as the titles. Because as I recall, it looks like Zeron's about to start outclassing me.
That is indeed true. Why? What do you mean we know what it is to get fucked? I don't understand.
Because this one found himself someone ready to show him the ropes. Remember, he was all like, the order of Shalott. There's only one true person out there for me.
Now, Lord McAllister, we are not mocking Sir Zeron for any of the romantic notions that he may have had or still have.
Max show up drunk.
When isn't he?
Max been pre-gaming like since 4 a.m.
I like that the longer we've gotten to know him, the more ridiculous he's become.
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
It's so great.
It's okay. Sophia's being served champagne with her like post-brunch spa, so like she's on her way too.
The satyr hops out and he's got himself a gnarled stick as a walking stick. He's come prepared, so he starts going out and he says, "It's all right. I'm not trying to make him feel badly about his decisions because look what they got him.
It's true.
Sophia. Ne'er there was a greater woman that you could think to teach you about love. The personification of beauty right there in front of you. It's not bad."
A very lucky man, our Zeron. Wouldn't you say?
Don't be pretending that you aren't thinking that you could have had the chance yourself if it weren't for that rabbit.
God.
Oh, Lord McAllister. And I come in close to him and I say, don't ruin this for me. I swear to God. I will finish the job.
Hooray!
Bachelor party accomplished, everyone. I'm gonna kill Lord McAllister.
Back to the Ritz.
Bury the
At
body.
about 3:30, Sophia's encouraged to is handed another envelope. So location 2.
Location 2 hints, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Open that up.
You let me
I'm
know
gonna
when
get
you
the
use a
JPEG.
hint.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
Okay.
1, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
hint 1. Okay, I see a white squirrel in some rafters. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is-
Kung Fu Fenders, that sounds like a way to get real arrested.
lots of squirrels.
So that would be 2.
Yeah, that's 2. Many squirrels.
That's right, Sophia. You're gonna get some nuts!
Yay, nuts!
Yay!
And then like a huge kind of reception hall looking place with squirrels. Do you know what that is?
What's outside? It looks nice out there. Like real beautiful out there.
Like the botanical gardens?
I don't think
No.
so.
That's
I guess you can't really see outside.
I can't see outside.
Yeah, balls.
Oh no. Well, you know what it is.
I mean,
I don't.
Chat might even have an idea.
Yeah, chat. Mount Royal. Oh, is it the
OSAD.
reception hall there? Oh, I've never seen it inside before. That's so cool.
shit.
It's beautiful. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You take this for a bit. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's nut themed.
No, it's not themed. So you are brought into the Lambo. Everyone else has other lift arrangements sorted for them. Once you're all toweled off and redressed and everything, and spa, right?
Right.
You were damp from the spa. Yes.
There was like pre-brunch spa, brunch, post-brunch, spa brunch.
And is this a wet spa in the sense that you can
Wow.
drink?
Oh yeah, you were being served champagne, like
Perfect.
with every course of stuff or whatever beverages you want. But that was kind of what they had available. So yeah, we head up. You were brought to the chalet, and it has been booked for a private event. And as you walk inside, there are musicians playing live. So this is like a very large space, as you can see by that third image, which I'm just gonna pop up because I have the power. So there is a section where there are artists painting nude models. There's some sculptors. There's all kinds of artists, and in the center, there's a little cafe set up, chairs and tables with just enough for our group. High tea will be served.
Or tea.
And these artists have all been inspired. Perhaps you could witness them creating their works.
I would love to. Sophia's gonna grab a drink, presumably.
Oh
there
my
are
gosh,
many
yeah.
she had.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it is high tea. There is some assumption that at some point you will have some tea. But yes, there are drinks.
She will definitely grab a tea to start.
There are cucumber sandwiches. There are scones. There are all kinds of things.
No, you can't. It's her seat now. Why would you do that?
Yeah. And the waiters are all like models. They're straight up models. Like, no one in this room is below like appearance 3 because it had to be Sophia tier of quality. Like, literally, Patches called up a modeling agency for this project.
I don't want to be rude, but Patches, aren't you appearance?
None of the artists in the room. None
Just
of
came back
the
at the
other
wrong
people.
time.
Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Models in this party?
Yeah, there are
was gonna say something.
artists and waiters,
Yeah. And
For, like,
by
a
musicians and all kinds of stuff.
musicians, and there's high tea. In the
And like the
place.
acoustics in this room are fucking good, I gotta say. As someone who's been there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is
And
this your picture, Kate? Did you? take
no,
this?
all of these images I found off of Google image search. I'm sorry for not attributing them to the real photographers. They were like, yeah, sorry. I'm a garbage person. But at one point, Patches will take you to the front doors, which look over the overlook over downtown Montreal, and say, "This is soon to be yours."
Is this like the scene in The Lion King?
I guess,
Everything light
but
touches.
without the forehead paint and the all of that. I didn't ask all the animals to come around and sing for you. Sorry.
Oh.
Just, these people.
It's the circle of life, and it moves us soul.
Patches, I love it.
It
I love
ain't
it.
over, but I'm glad you love it.
And I love you too. She's done a lot of drinking of champagne, but like, she means it.
Where are you standing?
We're at the chalet, and we're looking over the overlook over the city. And I was like, this is soon going to be yours.
Are you all there, or is it just you and her?
I probably just pulled her aside. Well, those are previewing the art and enjoying their high tea and drinks.
if I may, back up north at the campsite. So we've kind of crossed through the trees and we've begun to set up. There's like a clearing that's already been sort of well, not laid out so much, but there's like clearly like a fire pit with some logs around it. There's like spaces for tents and things. Braum encourages people to eat and to drink, and we set up the beach volleyball net on the beach because it's beachside. There's a little lake here. And we play a bit. As it gets closer to sunset, Braum
So there's something about beach volleyball that I should point out.
We should talk about that.
Every member of the Golden Braid who is currently present is extremely competitive at beach volleyball.
Balls. Well, fair, though. Fair.
Like, by competitive, I don't necessarily mean good.
Oh, sure.
I mean, they're like they're not like, I mean, they're still goofing around, but like it's very clear that they genuinely care about how this like game goes.
Oh, Claude's there too, right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claude is basically like crouching down on the ground so that Fala can launch off him so that she can get high enough to spike the ball.
Oh my god. Zeron tries to go in for the huge save. I subtly get I play the song from Top Gun, obviously.
Playing with the boys? Hanging with the boys. Or is it playing?
With the boys. I just do my best to get that subtly on the side there.
So Zeron, so you have aviators for everybody, right?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm being
I look
honest,
so
I only
cool
have,
in
like,
these. Here, hold on.
I only have like 2 or 3 pairs, and then there's like a few kind of knockoff ones. I'll come back to him in a second because we're
keep
doing
going.
other stuff too.
I can't hear him, so it doesn't matter.
Oh no, it's fine. Oh yeah. Oh, it looks so good.
Can you imagine if John insisted on running all sessions with those glasses on?
Yes.
Didn't he do that whenever he was playing Sanguine? I feel like there's someone with sunglasses.
Around sunset time, I insist that Zeron come with me to have a paddle around the lake in the tiny canoe that is now a regular-sized canoe.
A paddle, you say?
Indeed. It's beautiful out here, isn't it? It's okay.
All right.
We pop in and I try to launch us off here. Unless he insists, because it is his bachelor party, I'm taking the stern and he can be at the bow. He can be at the front.
Is the Godfather theme playing in the background? Is there a cement brick inside the canoe?
You know, if you die before you marry Sophia, someone else will get to become Count of Montreal. Kidding.
Yes. Probably Kyoko, because she'll dump your ass and...
Oh, very good, very good. I only hope that your relationship is more successful than mine.
I'd say that your relationships are a success. Once you've grown bored, you somehow find a way to...
All right, bud. Let's go. Actually, around that time, as we're paddling out sort of towards the center, I'm steering us towards the center of the lake, and then we're going to kind of come around the peninsula. But as we head towards the center, there's actually a small... It doesn't sound like an explosion, but there's a small explosion. A little geyser of water goes up right next to the bow of the canoe. It doesn't... I mean, I don't think it tips us over.
God, I love it.
Oh!
Whoa!
Sarah, what was that? Do you see anything?
Was that a whale missing the surface?
I don't think so.
Belinville.
That seems unlikely in a lake of this size. Oh God, so sad. I know.
Sorry.
What do you think? Your eyesight is better than mine. You're younger.
Are we under attack? And he reaches over and he... Lean on the side. And he leans out over the canoe and just puts his head under the water.
Okay. It's actually not terribly deep. in this exact location.
Sorry, he just face plants into the.
No, I just mean like you can potentially see the bottom. There's now air bubbles rising from something at the bottom of the lake. A large one must have kind of like popped out of whatever is down there.
So is it like? This isn't like a natural methane release here. This is.
Yeah, he's dead now. No, not at all. What could it be? I wonder.
So he comes up, and then the first thing that he does is he just tosses his head back in that perfect Fibonacci spiral of water, and he reports what he just saw.
Sorry.
What's down there?
Bubbles.
Well, something must be causing them. You're fearless, Sir Zeron. I am racked with anxiety.
He jumps in.
Fantastic.
Now, is
I'll
the
be
water
waiting
deep
for
enough
you.
that he can stand?
Shallow enough.
No, I don't think so.
My cell phone, oh no.
No, you've got like 6 hours
No,
or
he doesn't
something
care.
according to those things.
He wouldn't take his cell phone out onto a canoe. That would be strange. He gets in and starts swimming down and looking around.
So there's, at the bottom of the lake, there's a small, what looks to be a relatively sizable treasure chest.
So
has
it's a
had its
bubbler treasure chest?
Yeah. It's had its lid popped open. But there's a seal. Like there's something sealed inside of it. There's something that's sealed inside that he can take, I guess.
It's like a package?
Yeah.
So Zarin grabs Braum's underwater package, and then he
Surrounded
comes
by a
up.
cloud of methane.
He comes up, and this time the hair just sort of like cascades down and floats along the water. And then he like a blonde spill over the surface, and he puts the package. Is the package heavy? I don't know what this is, by the way.
I know, that's the best part of all this. No, not very.
Yeah, he puts it in the canoe.
I know this is a party for you, but I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of this as well. I should just tell you. We should be honest. We're friends.
You enjoy getting your friend wet?
Sometimes.
Good. And he heaves himself up into the canoe, sloshing water over it to make sure that
God. Zeron. It seems you've found some treasure, my friend.
And with just the slightest flick of his neck, his hair just curls into a whip, and the water just flies off it back into the water. And he looks down.
How do you do that?
You can't? He starts to unwrap the package.
Excuse me. So I try to do that with my hair as well.
Aragorn, stop reading my mind. Or my diary.
I'll get through this, guys, I promise. Inside this seal package are a number of newspaper clippings, articles, and photographs that sort of form. They're not really in any cohesive order or coherent order, but they form sort of a history of Braum and Zeron's friendship and time with the braid and time with the branch before that. There's articles from when they from various sort of chimerical papers about them. There's magic motion box photos of them, or magic motion box. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And at the very bottom of this pile, there's 2 notes. One is more of a letter.
Okay.
Braum has expressed to Zeron how much it means to him and how much it means to all of the braid to be able to celebrate with him moving forward into this new chapter of his life. And just reiterating the conversation that he had with him a couple weeks ago about how in gaining so many more responsibilities, he should know that he has friendships that he can depend upon. Something like my rocky body, you can depend upon this like a rock, or whatever. And it's signed by Braum and also by the other members of the raid.
So he starts reading it, and you see that even though he's glistening from the pure lake water, there's a couple of tears that are forming.
We should get you back to dry land.
You understand that it doesn't embarrass me for you to see me cry.
No.
You also understand that if we return and
Yes, I do understand.
you can see tears in my eyes, they will never let me live it down. Now, I wouldn't mind this, but I imagine that your party is somewhat more complicated than a simple roast.
Is.
The only solution, therefore, is to make sure that I wash my face before we head back. Would you agree?
I do.
And he sits up and he places the package back in the seal and like wraps it up. And then he bends over the side and he lifts some water to his face, and then he just leans and leans and leans and leans until the canoe just
No! Braum, pops back out of the water and splashes over to Zeron and, horses around with him, just, dunking him a little bit, like he did with Lord McAllister. And splashes him with water, tries to get back in the canoe, falls out on the other side.
Yeah, that Zeron essentially is doing his utmost to make sure that Braum can't get back in the canoe.
Hey.
Or that if he does, that the canoe immediately just flips itself back over again.
What are you doing?
And he's tied the package to the bailing bucket so that it won't float away.
Smart. I am the champion of the spark. You will allow me back onto my chariot, sir.
I'm the Thane of the Spark, and that makes me Thane.
Okay. Well, Thane this, and I I do the smack of the water, the smack on the surface to shoot some stinging water into his eyes.
He rolls himself up onto his back and just starts churning the water with his legs, just sending wave after wave after
No
wave.
fair. You can't use your perfect legs
And
like that.
He's laughing. Just laughing.
And I am too. There is one more thing for him to take a look at when we return. But when we return, there's a campfire, there's food, there's drink, we tell stories.
Before then, we're going to go on to what's
Right.
potentially location 3.
Yep. Once high tea is done and the art is done, and perhaps people are at a place where they could possibly start thinking about moving towards a dinner-like situation, Sophia will be instructed to look at a third envelope, which is hints 3.
Location 3 hints.
All right, we have a fountain. Do you recognize that fountain?
I mean, the answer is yes, but from where? No.
All right.
Well, that's not helpful.
Next one.
Yes.
Parc La Fontaine? No?
There's play GeoGuessr. There may be
Oh, okay,
there may
so
be
we're
some
actually...
little hints in that picture if you look closer.
And...
Look closely.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Ooh. I'm imagining Sophia's just on her phone,
Oh, no.
Oh.
If you can't see well enough, it says Saint Louis and Henri Julien.
Yes. Hey, Scott, you know this city better than I do, geography.
Built this.
Where should I zoom in?
Which intersection should I drive to? Asks
Oh,
Patches.
Saint Louis and Henri Julien, please.
All right, we're going to Square Saint Louis then.
Oh. I think it's actually.
If you go between Sherbrooke Metro towards like Main Line and the Fringe, you'd go through this park.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
you'll know
That's
it.
what
Yeah.
it's called. Yes.
Yeah. I
It's
figured
Gracie Square with fountain and row homes.
They're very cute homes there. It's really
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh, amazing.
And so again, you get the Lambo ride. Everyone else has other arrangements, and you're actually pulled into this little ruelle verte behind those specific houses. And there's an old stable house in the back, and Patches knocks on the door, says a specific keyword, and you're led inside, and it is a speakeasy.
Inside, and there's a pit. They're chanting, 2 women enter, 1 woman leaves.
Nice.
You are
Nice.
part of one crew,
Nice.
or you are
Nice.
against one
Nice.
crew.
Oh my god.
And so there's also catering provided.
One of the waitresses comes up and says, "I knew I would see you again around here."
To me?
Yeah. You do not
Oh.
recognize her.
Well, it's just really hard to keep a low profile.
Make sure that she stays out of trouble. We don't need another crackdown around here. She's dressed in like a 1920s
Oh, I wasn't expecting
outfit.
that theme, but sure, okay, yeah,
Doesn't
it's
have to be.
20s
Oh, I
theme.
love it.
No, it's great.
No, it's great. It's fine. We can lay off on the theme a little. I wink to her and slip
Oh.
her like a 50.
Okay.
Ouch.
And she just like scurries away.
You've seen the
Guys, I
highest
made
heights.
$50. In-
They're being paid-
What's Bitcoin?
It's okay. I converted to fiat. I understand. I understand how the plebes
Dogecoin.
work. Sorry, Dogecoin is the fucking best. You've seen the highest heights of the city, and now you get to see the secret little corners. And yeah, there's wonderful high quality food and beverages on tap and cocktails being mixed, and it's private party for just us because it's pretty small, right? It's no bigger than like a double garage for like cars sort of thing, so it's like pretty intimate, but it's got like a high roof. It's like
It's so
Yeah.
cool. I want to go.
Yeah.
Sophia,
it may or
could
may
you
not
roll me
actually
your
exist.
perception empathy? And actually, Patches, you can as well.
Perk empathy.
Yeah, perk empathy. The difficulty here is going to be 6.
Insightful or desires?
Yes.
Really desires to take your body apart.
1 success? Okay. Everybody's having a great time.
8 successes.
Helena is flirting with Incisor and she's falling hard.
Helena?
No, not Helena. She's not even fucking there. Who? I asked first. Never mind. Fuck it. Never mind. Everyone's having a great time.
Marnie's here.
No, Marnie's not that. That's not what Marnie would do. Marnie, however, is quizzing Kyoko repeatedly about dragons for some reason, and Kyoko's like, "I'm really not the one you should be talking to." But Marnie's like, "Oh, she's busy."
But everyone else is having a great time.
Yes, everyone else is having a great time.
Awesome.
Fireplace. Bonfire.
Bonfire.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah. Now that the sun is setting or has just set, we're now kind of talking, laughing, drinking by the light of the fire. And I take out from that waterproof package. I take out one last small kind of sheet that's been folded a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand and I I go to clink my glass, and I realize I'm holding a bottle of beer.
Take it off.
I put down my bottle of beer, and I put down the note, and I whip off my shirt. Well, you've already seen this at the...
And then Helena goes, "Woo!"
Please, please. This isn't about me and my fine physique. This is about a good friend of ours, Sir Zeron.
Lord Zeron.
Lord Zeron. Soon to be Count Zeron.
Don't think I didn't notice that. Yeah, Fiona backstabber.
All right, we're not too worried.
We're
about
cutting
our
off
good
McAllister.
I push him into the fire.
My Gwydion sensibilities have been enraged. Adam, clunk.
Is he okay? Like,
Yeah, he's kidding.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, it's fine if he falls over and whatever, but
Yeah, he knows how to pratfall still.
that's good. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, despite Zeron's inclusion in House Fiona, in spite of it,
Despite, and then
Exactly, we
there's giggles
still-
and laughter.
we still number him amongst our friends. Do we not?
There's a general chorus of agreement, yes.
Sure, yeah, there's some murmurs of like, oh, he's cool, I guess.
You're not making me an honorary Gwydion, are you?
No, I would never
Thank you.
do that to you. My friend.
I'd like to still be able to have fun after I'm married. Whoa!
All right, that's it.
What?
What? Okay. It's gone on long enough. As much as I wish that we could all just sit around this fire all night, sing, drink, and recall good times. Tonight is not about recalling the past. Tonight is about looking towards the future. And so Zeron, I have a question for you, and then I have something else for you. It is not my penis, Elizabeth.
Will you marry me
Nothing.
instead?
Make your choice. I know you do. I'm sorry.
I was thinking.
Mike,
yeah.
what do you see in your future, Sir Zeron? Lord Zeron, whatever. And he's smiling.
You speak as if I'm some kind of soothsayer.
There's a new chapter of your life beginning soon, my friend. What do you see?
Bliss. And then you hear McAllister be like, I can tell when you're lying.
What was he?
No.
Oh, good.
No,
Okay.
Zeron, he's just busting Zeron as much as he possibly can. He's also vaguely drumming on the stump that he's sitting on. So
Okay.
that's a satyr starting to play music.
Uh-oh. All right, well, let's not get too carried away because we have a little bit of a hike ahead of us. Let's not forget. I kind of look around and I give everyone meaningful looks.
I've got a bum leg. What you doing to me?
I'll carry you.
Oh, this party just got a lot sexier.
Well, you'll need both of your hands free for playing music, of course. I take the piece of paper again and I turn back to Sir Zeron. Bliss it is, my friend, and that is what I wish for you. I wish for you a life of joy. And I wish that we are all still in it. That is my hope.
Sadly, one of us will not.
I wish that we are still alive.
Knife. And then I pass him the folded up piece of parchment, which is, if he chooses to unfold it and have a look at it, is a
message that says I prepared explosive runes this morning.
Yes. Sorry.
my face. It's a somewhat crudely drawn treasure map in the style of Aragwen's version of Braum's map of
God.
Montreal. It's a somewhat crudely drawn treasure map, but there are instructions on the back that are like, 35 paces east, and then, that sort of shit. The instructions appear not too complicated, but there's quite a few paces in them. It's not, where we're going is not close.
Well, then I guess I'd better get started.
Our fearless leader.
Not a leader, but he is fearless, yeah?
Indeed.
I'm your leader. Don't you
and
forget.
we'll never forget it.
Then he falls into the lake.
Whoa!
Keel's over.
Speakeasy.
This guy's so ridiculous.
Food, drinks, all of that fun is had. Once dinner winds down.
You get a text.
Oh, I do? I get a
Yes,
text?
Patches,
Okay.
You get a text. Darling, send my... Don't look at my
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
It looked like you were, gonna show it to me.
Darling, send my love to the Baroness and I will call her later. My plans changed today with a wonderful discussion about how my little flame should stain his first cap and when. Don't tell Braum or he'll shit a brick. Smiley face. He's safe. Please try and use the name Ms. Cardinal wherever you go to see if it gets you a discount or gratis goodies.
Told me she'd sent me this about 7 days ago.
Probably did, but I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
that's fine. There's anything that I was supposed to say to Sophie at the beginning of it?
That where we'll call her later.
Okay, so I will relay that message.
Oh, good. I love her.
Oh.
And,
Can't wait to talk to her. Is she calling me now?
I think she'll be calling you probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
But right now,
I should call her now, though.
you need to head outside. Because there's more.
I'm gonna head outside. Who's coming with me? And she gets up and definitely sways a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Starts heading to the.
And there is a party bus. But Patches is going to make sure that the first round of beverages is full of juice and Gatorade and hydration. And so if there's a bathroom on the party bus, it's like an equipped situation so that that can be done.
Time for some electrolytes, bitches!
And when you're in the bus is gonna, once everyone's in and sort of settled, it's gonna start driving and
Soundtrack to the party bus?
the finger bus is coming.
Yes!
And then it'll just be, party tunes. And this is gonna go on for a few hours of partying, dancing, fun times. There may be a couple of extra folks, staffing this party that are quite attractive and happy to dance. And celebrate and party.
if that's your thing.
And
Hi, I'm Pezza McKinney, and
Yeah.
I'm working on a party bus.
I need you.
Fighting the worm, don't pay
I'm
those
going to
bills.
let Sophia's imagination color in whatever these wonderful people look like and act like and all of that. Yeah.
She's insisting on karaoke, even if there isn't
Oh,
a setup. She's going
done.
to be like, Patches, start the karaoke machine.
You got it.
You know,
It's
you know
a
that
party
she's,
bus. It would absolutely have karaoke.
You know that she's had a few because she's got that speech pattern where the last n always has to end in machine. I want to go over there.
Sing a Disney duet with me.
Yep. We can probably roll back over to the hike.
Okay. Zeron's very good at following directions.
I bet he is.
Yeah, he
It
is.
was not meant to be a maze or anything. So what's happening sort of behind him is, as he's setting off, we're quickly tearing down the camp that we had set up. So we're putting out the bonfire, packing everything back up, re-enchanting things so they fit back in the chest, etc. And then I am going to do my best to catch up to him while everybody else sneaks along behind him. Perhaps we've even enchanted the area to make it sound
Are
like
we
we're
talking
still-
Scooby-Doo-esque
With two palm leaves. I'm a bush.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a Scooby-Doo situation.
Incisor would refuse to sing Poor Unfortunate Souls. She would much rather sing Be Prepared.
That's a good one.
That one. Not the one I was thinking of.
It's our second Lion King reference of the night. I'm really proud of us.
The
Oh, it would definitely be Screamo.
Screamo. The directions bring
Respected,
him-
saluted, and seen for the wonder I am.
I'm glad I'm not at that party. I mean, I'm not, actually. It sounds amazing. And I organized this one. So.
Saley's got the second microphone.
Will have me. What's of me?
The directions lead him to a small rise over which there is somehow it looks out onto landscape that seems to go on for miles, and there's even pretty faint but there aurora borealis at this time of year. Yes, in this,
Look,
at this
there's
time.
this.
That's the best stripper name ever.
That is actually really good. I didn't even.
But then, like, you
man.
also have to have a partner who's Aurora Australis.
And then you have to have a third partner
She
named
goes
Steve.
Down under. Okay, all right. I'll show myself out. This view right in the foreground is. It's a cabin that has been added onto and sculpted with ice. It's sort of akin to Care Frost, but obviously Care Frost is a giant castle, so, like, it's not that. But there's a lonely cabin that has this beautiful view that seems to stretch on for kilometers and kilometers, that has additional kind of bits and pieces welded onto it with ice that have been sculpted.
Mm-hmm.
And I motion down to it, and I say, Zeron, I believe you have reached your prize.
You show me beauty.
I give you a place where beauty can happen, shall we say.
Thank you. Thank you for my life.
You do not have to thank me for your life, my friend.
You brought me to where I am today.
Then in that case, I owe you much as well.
Perhaps we can just owe each other.
Perhaps we can. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll try not to be too loud.
Who's we?
And with that, I gesture back over my shoulder to McAllister, who I'm hoping has really good dramatic timing and is coming out of the woods.
Oh, I'm a man! I'm a man! I'm gonna eat y'all!
Us, the people you came with.
Ah!
But hopefully, at this moment,
So throughout this 2 hour party bus ride, Sophia's drinks have actually been getting less and less alcoholic and more to, like, get her to a point of not being
Coherence.
blackout drunk. But they're, like, super fruity and super flavorful. Flavorful.
flavor.
Check your own intake.
Yeah, all this, like, sparkling water. Woo! We're now, like, the bus rolls to a stop, and you're brought down the steps. Bus doors open. You're up on a bit of the bus has just gone up an incline. It's wooded. There is a cabin. There's a clearing. there's Aurora Borealis, and you can just see the outline, the silhouette of Zeron against the sky.
Nice. That's good.
Patches.
Have-
He's making out with Braum, apparently, if we listen to the chat.
He's not kissing my face. Sorry, I'm not kissing his face. That's what I meant. Okay, all right.
I hope you've
Yeah.
had a beautiful day. Now it is time for you to have a beautiful evening. I will hug her.
Am I still walking in a straight line?
Patches has done her best to, like, possibly through the use of cantrips to make sure that you're, like, pretty damn sober by this point. Like,
Excellent.
as sober as you would like to be so that you can have the evening that you would like to have with him.
Thank you, Patches. The circle of life.
Yeah.
Look, Braum, it's Sophia. Ah!
Oh, I leap after him.
Ah!
It's okay.
I'm a bed up.
Windrunner.
I have an arc
Not
for
you
this.
too.
Really, I just want to see the
Windrunner.
golden braid self-destruct as hell, like dive over the corner.
Yeah, we just pancake on top of each other.
Oh my god.
The only one who survives is Fala because she's the newest member of those assembled because she like the body stack is so high that she's just like
She just like flops onto it. Incredible.
That hurt. I smacked my
remember that
hamster
roll
right.
that I made you do earlier? Yeah, so now that Incisor and Helen are in the same place, Helen is flirting with Incisor and Incisor is falling hard.
Yeah, so I like usher everyone back towards the party bus, and we've rented a big ass cottage like just down the road.
I hope that Braid can get in on that action.
They can't.
No, yeah, I'm ushering everyone that's out there in the woods, like, get on in here. Yeah.
Ooh,
They
these
are.
tents are not equipped for this weather, I have to tell you.
And while they get on in there, it's time for us to get on with the fancy corner.
Yay!
Yeah, so like, did my software glitch or did we at one point have 50 viewers?
Ooh. That's pretty exciting.
And then it immediately dropped to 2.
Yeah. It
Damn
dropped down to
it.
17. Yeah, it was weird.
We
I
might have
don't know.
gotten a brief host
Maybe
or
we got a
something.
brief host?
Because we are on the Onyx Pass host list, so it's possible,
That they finished their con.
or even that they maybe had a brief, like, I don't know, because I think they were supposed to be streaming, so maybe, like, they briefly went offline or something. So, yeah, hosted us and then went back online, so, yeah,
That might be it.
yeah. I don't know.
I saw that. So Yay!
Yay!
Well done, you two, organizing these
No,
parties.
not me.
Yeah, she
Oh,
wasn't
those
talking
two.
to you.
Okay.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry. When can I get Liz to go all Winona Earp,
Like,
please?
literally whenever.
We watched the first couple of seasons of that. So good. So, well, I mean, you know, schlocky, but wonderful.
Is it the flannel?
Hey, that's Braum's flannel. That's my flannel. It's your Braum's flannel.
Jadoub. We're going to find out what these people learned, and we've got some stream announcements coming up for the following week. I need to stay tuned. We're not really going to go anywhere because we don't take breaks.
Nope, we're here.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I, for one, had a blast this session. We had some drama, we had some new people, we had some parties, we had some... What else? Politics. It's great.
Yeah.
you notice that Braum has already forgotten his wife's present.
Well, I mean, forgotten to keep it around? To use it? What do you
Okay.
mean?
Like, oh, we had fun this session. Lots of things happened. Oh, yeah, this, whatever, that thing, whatever.
Weirdly enough, I actually chalked that up under the drama category. Is that fair?
Oh,
It felt
shit.
very dramatic. The unicorn horn, always and forever, is going to look like a knife right in the middle of his forehead.
Yeah. I feel like they
So
could have rainbowed the other direction or something.
Yes, I mean that was. I guess I chalk up the Formorians to politics. I really should stop generalizing. I guess
You could, but
you could. I won't.
why would you?
Exactly.
We do have a play of the game vote to make, so we're going to get that kicked off now. Sophia stands between a pack and their prey and survives. Patches designs a multimedia bachelorette party, or Braum absolutely helps Kyoko complete her coding. That's
I see what you did there.
0, 1, or 2 now. While we do that, Funky is the best new NPC. Well, Kung Fu Fenders, I'm not surprised that came from you.
We like Funky.
So, Scott,
Yeah.
what'd you learn?
Zeron's a cool dude. No, I learned that. Well, yeah, I learned that Kyoko has been working on presenting Braum with a gift for the last 15 years, and that it's really like affecting to her to kind of reach into their shared past together. I also learned that that Braum feels like he should do something in return, but what do you do? You know, like versus a gift.
Look,
of
she
that
gets the
magnitude.
D a lot. That should be enough.
Yeah.
I am Braum.
Braum is not. I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Really?
Necessarily. I don't think so.
I'm glad to hear that. Kate?
That's good.
Learned that her friends moving up in the ranks and her circle mates, her motley mates moving up in the ranks is going to pull her further and further into larger and larger scale dealings. You know, basically Sophia is now quasi responsible for all the Cathane in the city, so
Whoop.
if one of them
Including those who want to get
tainted by the
murdered.
worm, then corrupted by the worm, then, you know, we're going to have to deal with it.
Elizabeth.
Sophia, this is the first time that she's not used like Wayfair to, or like a friend casting Wayfair has not given her an excuse to get out of situations. So she stayed in the conflict, knowing full well how scary it was, and just was determined not to escalate it.
Yeah, that honestly shocked me. I'm not going to lie.
So this is her like trying to step into this new responsibility, and yeah.
Well, that was a really cool thing that you did. I have to admit, it was super cool. But that doesn't mean you always get play of the game. This time around, it belongs to Kate.
Yay!
Thanks to John for throwing in. And once I sent him the pictures, he was like, boop, 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 and programmed them all in for y'all to enjoy as well.
This thing works,
Yep.
believe it or not, when you actually, take the time to use it. Yeah, I honestly, I was like, oh, you're not leaving? Bold move.
Yeah, I too was very surprised, but in a great way. I feel like that's such a great story moment to be like, no, we're done running, or
Well,
or
because she
whatever.
can't. Like, if they decide that she's their enemy and that she ran from them, like, she's not leaving the city. So
That's a good
she
point,
was
right?
kind of
Like-
like, no, like I'm gonna make deals, I'm gonna make alliances, I'm gonna.
Yeah, less about standing up to a villain and more about like, hey, this is my city, so what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, you just run around in it. Good.
Yas.
That's cool.
Yes, indeed.
Uh,
What a sash. Says me.
Mm-hmm.
does this mean that next session is the wedding?
Could be.
Could certainly be.
Bachelor Party Part 2.
I hope that you all get your invitations. I hope I get my invitation.
No, John, you're not invited.
Well, that's gonna be really awkward. Hey.
Oh well. Guess I'll just have to make up for it for all the streams that are coming up this week. Scott, I hear Tuesday is something on your end.
That is correct. So I, for the foreseeable future, will be picking up a time slot that I swapped it with Julian. So I'm moving to 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays for Method Monday on Tuesdays, MMTs. We'll test me on Tuesdays. We'll work on it. We're going to continue observing because it's been so awesome. And on Saturdays, I'm still taking those for now.
Mm-hmm.
I hear the Drew Crew meets on Wednesdays. What is the Drew Crew?
Drew Crew is me reading Nancy Drew books aloud to the adoring public.
Apparently, it's a great one.
This one is great. It's the Clue
Good.
to the Broken Locket. It's already batshit crazy. Times might change. Follow me on Twitter because I might have a voice thing in the afternoon, but it hasn't been confirmed. So, and then on Friday is Punchy at 6. More Horizons your turn.
Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, there will be RPG Clinic. Barring any strangeness, we are going to complete the LARPs RPG Clinic rewatch. That's when we actually look at the web series LARPs that we all worked on, but not from a filmmaker perspective, but from a role-playing perspective. We have episodes 8, 9, and 10 of season 2 to get through, and 10 is a double whammy. So
It's a doozy, yeah.
yeah, so that's something that I can encourage you to attend. We also we do this thing here on Sundays. We role play. It's fun. You should come check it out sometimes if you
Continue to join us, yeah.
want. Honestly, the best place to join us is on our Discord. Discord's been hopping recently, especially. We've added a few new channels. We have an Animal Crossing channel now. We have a Crunch channel where people can just geek out over various role-playing games. Right now, people are trying to piece together any information that they might have about Exalted Essence.
I saw that.
So
It's
you
great.
can fly up in there. And then there's our new bingo channel, which we're not allowed to go into, but you are if you want to see the bingo card that who knows, 10,000 things, has set up. Don't forget that those cards are now persistent across episodes. So while there were 10, I think, boxes filled in today, it means that we may yet see that bingo show up. And the Discord is just a good place to hang out with other people. You might even see the Crosshair, who finally managed to find his way in there. The Crosshair, we miss you. I wonder where you are in the rewatch when you get to this point.
Oh boy.
Hopefully there will be no episodes ahead of you instead of 50.
Ew.
The other thing that I'm going to point out is that the Discord is a great place for you to interact with the four of us. If you have any questions or comments for us, that's a good place to put them, and we do want to hear from you. So, by all means, show up. It's a banger.
Yeah, about this game, about other games, about our experiences, about just engage us, like friend stuff.
Yeah.
I love talking about. I love, as everybody does, geeking out over like, ooh, if you were gonna play in this kind of system, what would you, you know what I mean, all that. So just jump on. You're there.
Or just discuss Animal Crossing obsessively.
Yep. And hey, we'll listen to the kind of games that you're playing and what you're interested in, because the easiest way to get us interested in something is so that we actually know about it.
Yep.
It's also, I got to thank people who subscribed. That helps us. Look, the main reason why we were able to continue streaming without interruption due to the pandemic was because we have already been supported by you, and that's really appreciated. The subs that you give us just go right back into the channel, but that's because we want to do the best that we can for you. And honestly, it's been pretty awesome. The other thing that's awesome are the people who I get to sit at the table with, and the people who I get to sit at the table with virtually. In 2 weeks, I get to hope that they might be in my presence as opposed to my virtual screens, which would be really cool. But yeah, honestly, we're still playing. I hope that you guys get to too, because the way that we're going to get out of this. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, folks. See you later.
Circle of life.